I'm a little rusty on it.
I'll hum it for you.
I'm going to be fine with your jokes, but I'm not sure about dark branding.
All right. How is everyone? Maybe that one? Yeah. How is yes? Which book? Is it the one that's not on the stack of books that No, you will not. God. You know, I put a nice stack of books, and like most of them are comic books, but still, nice stack of book recommendations. Just buy more books, read other things. Anyway, how is everyone doing today? Let's do the intro really quick. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you might be watching this. My name is Josh, and welcome to my channel. On here we talk news, politics, current events, all sorts of stuff. Let's see, what do we got today? Oh yeah, okay, so should we just go into it? Let's just go into it. I don't even feel like doing the recap. If you read it, you know what's going on. All right, so Twitter. It is a place that I don't spend a lot of time on, but a decent percentage of the population does here in the United States. I actually don't think that many people, if I remember correctly, like an actually shockingly small percentage of the United States uses Twitter. But nonetheless, a source, you know, a platform that's been good for disseminating information quickly, and you know, to the public, and doing so on kind of an open platform, is now going to be changing its name after Elon Musk, billionaire fail son who bought it, like a little bit less than a year ago, in an attempt by him to run his investment into the ground or something. I'm not sure what is. I wasn't even sure if I was going to cover this, and I was like, you know, I guess we'll go over it. So Elon Musk has changed the Twitter to X now, just 2 letters short of the combination we use for porn, so that's lovely. Oh my goodness, X, like what? Oh jeez. Oh, you what? Whoa, look at that. Like, so this is the thing, right? Is you know, I can't help, and you know, you can see it on every you know, it's like always at the top of Twitter, like, and it's not even a very interesting logo either. It's like this boring ass minimalistic fucking design. Elon Musk has unveiled, a new X logo to replace Twitter's famous Bluebird, as he follows through with a major rebranding of the social media platform he bought for $44 billion last year. The X started appearing at the top of the desktop version of Twitter on Monday, but the bird was still dominant across the smartphone app. At Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco, meanwhile, workers were seen removing the iconic bird and logo Monday until police showed up and stopped them because they didn't have the proper permits and didn't tape off the sidewalk. Oh man, this dude. Okay. So Elon Musk. So this is the thing. Like, okay. Elon Musk is a fucking idiot, right? I don't really think there's a lot of debate about this anymore. He's a fucking moron. He buys his way into every profitable company he's ever been a part of. He's just the guy that sits at the end of the table and says a bunch of like nonsense and like and does like the what if like a car could fly, but it could also go into the water and then it could come out of the water and fly again, but on top of the water. And if it had transitional or if it had like a cup holder that could like condense and expand based on the size of the drink that you put in. What if it was also it had night vision in the in the windshield? What if we put night vision in the windshield? What, like, he's this kind of guy where you're like, where everyone looks back and goes, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, who is talking to you about any of this? And like the fact that they started doing this and like the cops had to show up and go, hey, you need like permits and a bunch of other stuff if you want to do that to the outside of the building. Like, this dude in real life can't even get anything right. As of early afternoon, the at the end of Twitter remained visible. It's the end of an era and a clear signal that the Twitter of the past 17 years is gone and not coming back. Oh no. But the writing was on the wall. Musk has been vocal about transforming Twitter into Platform X from the start, and Twitter is already a shell of its form. Like, how old is this guy? Like, we have X Games. Like, is that what this is? Is this that, like, oh yeah, man, like, is this the 90s coming back to haunt us? You put at, you know, it's like X this, X that, and it's like extreme. Like, you know, there's like there was like a wrestling company in the 90s or early 2000s that was like Extreme Wrestling something, not ECW. It's not that. But it was like it was like XW something, and it was like awful garbage. Oh, jeez. It's yet another change that Musk has made since acquiring Twitter that has alienated users and turned off advertisers, leaving the microblogging site vulnerable to new threats, including rival Meta's new text-based app Threads that directly targets Twitter's users. Musk had, I still don't have a Threads account. Part of me is kind of thinking maybe I should just move to Threads and call it a day. And then another part of me is kind of just like, well, should I though? Like, you know, it's kind of just like, do I need, you know, Meta or Facebook or fucking, whatever his fucking name is? Do I need one more of their fucking accursed apps? But then again, I guess, you know, it's kind of the world we live in. Musk had asked fans for logo ideas and choose one, which he described as minimalist art deco, saying it, quote, certainly will be refined. He replaced his own Twitter icon with a white X on the black background and posted a picture of the design projected on Twitter's. Oh my God. And soon we shall bid adieu to the Twitter brand and gradually all the birds. The X.com web domain now redirects users to Twitter.com. I can't say I'm surprised, but I think it's a very selfish decision. I don't care. Who cares? He's the fucking owner. He gets to do what he wants. There are so many small businesses and so many nonprofits and so many government agencies and things like that, that all around the world that have relied on Twitter for many years to push their message and reach people. Oh, who cares? I mean, like, whatever. I'm not interested in any of that. Additionally, he calls one of his sons, whose mother is singer Grimes X. The child's actual name is a collection of, oh my Jesus Christ. Musk's Twitter purchase and rebranding are part of his strategy to create what he's dubbed an quote everything app similar to China's WeChat, which combines video chats, messaging, streaming, and payments. What you can already do most of that on Okay. Musk has made a number of so basically, let's be honest here. Basically what he wants to take Twitter, the thing he owns now, and implement like a bit of PayPal, the thing that he bought into like decades ago, and then be like, "Oh, I'm going to take Twitter and turn it into like Twitter PayPal." Oh yeah. Like, oh man. Let's see. Musk has made a number of drastic changes since taking over Twitter, including a shift to focusing on paid subscription. Oh yeah, and just paywalling shit. Like, it's funny to me that there are people who think like Elon Musk is some some like God King or something, some man of the people type guy, when like all he's done at Twitter is paywall a bunch of features that were previously already like available to everybody. Isn't there like I think I heard there's like a DM limit now. Like, it's fucking absolutely insane. But let's hear from the mouth of Babes himself.
Essentially, if done right, the X would be
X. I can't get over the X.
Would serve people's financial needs to such a degree that.
Oh yeah, and like, I shouldn't have to say this, but obviously, with the change from Twitter to X, and like them wanting to have a video sharing network on this thing as well. You can take a couple quick guesses what X's video channel is going to be called, what their search engine is going to be called for that. And, you're probably already familiar with it. It's probably already something you're well aware of exists. So there's also that, like, golly. The other thing is, like, how do you even brand this? It's just called X. Like, what do you even do with any of this? Like, how it's incomprehensible how somebody and keep in mind, I want everybody to also think about this for a minute. This all looks dumb as shit, right? This looks just utterly fucking brain dead, right? But like, keep in mind that this is the relationship that almost all companies have with their owners, with their like CEOs, with whoever, where they can make whatever dipshit idea and decision that they want to go through with, and that's it. There's nobody there to tell them no. There's nobody there to tell them, oh, well, it's a bad idea. They'll go, hey, guess what? I'm the CEO. I'm the owner. I don't give a fuck. We do what I say. It's my company. I do what I say. And unfortunately, in a normal world, see, like in this example with Twitter, right? Like, obviously his workers, I'm sure, are only just like, they're, I feel like they have to be just enjoying watching the building fall apart. But, they're not doing like anything super hard laborious, or their jobs aren't getting shipped off. But keep in mind, like, these are the kinds of ridiculous decisions that like bosses make every fucking day at the expense of their workers. Today, it's changing Twitter to some dumb fuck X thing, which is, again, dumb as shit. But like, so many things, like this is something that happens in every industry all across the United States. To thousands of workers, when their CEOs, their bosses, are fucking lunatics, when they have no fucking grounding to the earth anymore because they've made so much money and they've hired so many yes men. Like, this dynamic is, while like silly in this case, we have to always remember that there are a lot of situations where this sort of dynamic exists, and it's not silly shit like changing Twitter to X. It's like actual workers having to like do more dangerous or more strenuous things because the fucking boss had some fucking idea last night in his dreams. But anyway, just, always keep that in mind.
Over time, it would become, I don't know, maybe half of the global financial system.
Wow.
Half of the global financial system. Like, the idea that you would get half the global financial system onto Twitter. I don't even, like, PayPal is pretty, like, PayPal's not on, I just,
number.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is, but pretty big. So
yeah, I know you're not
it
sure
would
what the
be by
numbers
far
are.
the biggest sort of financial institution, but like I said, not really in the way that people are used to thinking about banks.
Mm-hmm.
Just the.
So this is going to be a crypto scam. Let's keep in mind, this is what this is going to end up being. The move from Twitter to X and the implementation of like a payment system is just going to be a crypto marketplace. That's really all it's going to end up being. It's going to be another crypto marketplace. It's going to be highly unregulated, and eventually it's going to fall apart and fucking burn to the ground. Like, that's just kind of like, especially with the people that he's got on Twitter these days, since it's all like fucking Nazis and fascists now. But like, oh man, I just, hey. Let this be a lesson to everybody. Just because one has money certainly does not mean that person is suddenly incredibly smart. What the fuck is this? His plans use Twitter to copy WeChat China's. Oh yeah, and it's like, all right.
They have been working on an edit button for a year.
Well, it's it's a tricky situation, and it's incredibly complex.
Yes, come on, indeed. I mean, we don't even have an app that's as good as WeChat in China. And like in China, you can like live on WeChat basically. It's like, yeah, everyone's like, like you live on WeChat, you do payments, you do everything. It's like, yeah, it's great. Basically, WeChat's kick ass. And we don't.
And also keep in mind, it's really funny because like, I know there's a lot of people who are Elon simps, and they really like, I think a lot of them see themselves, or at the very least conceptualize their politics as being populist, as being, anti-authoritarian, as being, maybe not egalitarian, but certainly, very libertarian, right? But what is it that Elon is looking to do with bringing WeChat, a thing that already exists in another country that he's just going to wholesale copy. Again, not a genius, but like, what is he proposing here? That you get an app that you watch your videos on and you pay for your, I don't know, fucking food with, or you pay for, I don't know what, you know, if you bought something of, I don't really know what you're buying on this, but you know, let's say, you know, you bought you know, somebody's DVD copy of like Tenchi Muyo or something while you were scrolling through X while looking for a video of how to tie 8 different knots in 1 minute or something, right? Like something like all this random stuff, right? And keep in mind what Elon is trying to do, what he's looking for here is to just squeeze himself in between you and whoever you're purchasing something from. That's it. That's it. That's all this is. All this is Elon Musk would like to get you onto a social media platform where instead of following links to buy shit, somebody can sell you something directly while you become addicted to, you know, whatever algorithm they end up building, assuming it's all successful, which I don't think it's going to be. But like, that's kind of it. He just wants to be in the middle of commerce so he can rake up all those little fees and little charges and just make a fuck ton of money just being a fucking middleman. Like when like I remember talking a little bit about this, and like PayPal is an institution on the internet. Am I impressed by PayPal? No. PayPal is a middleman. PayPal at best is a middleman, is a POS system for the internet. But that's like it. That's all it is. Like, it's not like some unique, new, groundbreaking idea. It's taking something that already exists in the real world and just making a platform for it on the internet. But that's it. There's nothing revolutionary about it. There's nothing crazy about it. It's just take a POS that's normally in a store, put it on the internet, let everybody register so they have their own little POS bank account. That's it. And like, simple stuff like that is like good, cool, love PayPal, use it. But like, am I impressed by it? No. And it's the same with this. Am I impressed by any of this? He just wants to be, you know, again, he just wants to suck up those little bits of fees, those little bits of ad revenue that he can for selling ads to people who advertise on X and then sell their product directly on X. And he just wants to get that little 5 cents, 10 cents, $1, whatever it might be on every transaction. And the hope that that'll just eventually accumulate him just like rolling, effortless, what's the word? Passive income. Because that's, let's be honest here, guys. That's what this guy is. He's passive income. He's lived his entire life on passive income. Elon Musk has never worked a day in his life with the understanding that if he didn't work on a Wednesday, he doesn't get paid on Thursday. He's never lived with that relationship to economics, to personal economics, I should say. So, I mean, what can I say? This guy is a fucking joke. He shockingly is continuing to run. It's funny because I didn't really like when Elon got Twitter. I was kind of like, all right, whatever. He's gonna do whatever he's gonna do with it. That's the parody one. No, show me, because I saw him I saw that Art Deco line. I want to look at that really quickly. Oh yeah, this fucking logo is fucking trash too. Like, what is this? It's a fucking rectangle and then this looks like shit. I could have designed this. Ugh. But like at the end of the day, like what are we like? What's again? Whoa, like rocket ships. Yeah, we did that 60 years ago. Nothing crazy. Like, oh god, would this have been better? No, this is still pretty trash. I mean, it maybe would have been smarter back in '99 when like there weren't already a million X.coms or whatever. Ugh. Jesus. Like this, but what the fuck? Dude, this dude tweets so fucking much. Good God. Get off of the internet, my guy. Oh my God. I just wanted to see the thing he was talking about. Okay, anyway. The point at the end of the day is, Elon Musk is a joke. This whole X thing is stupid. At best, it works and becomes a worse version of another platform that already exists. And at absolute worst, it burns to the fucking ground. And we're all on Threads in like 365 days or something. But, either way, our tech overlords, continue to make a mockery of the platforms that they own and continue to, just piss a lot of good money away, I guess. It's just, yeah. We really do live in like the worst kind of like idiotic cyberpunk future. We really do. Like, we don't get cool like Arasaka gear. We get we get this. We get fucking X. Ugh, God. It's depressing. But moving on to something that's not depressing. Okay. So, young people. They are saddled with quite a lot of student loan debt because of the rising prices in college tuition in America. Late last month, the Supreme Court came down with their decision on Biden's student debt forgiveness plan with a resounding "how about no?" Unfortunately, that's going to leave quite a lot of young Americans with, saddled with, not even a small $10,000 release from what is a lot of debt that a lot of people have. Now, here's the case. From a political standpoint, from a material standpoint, this fucking sucks. From a political one, the Biden administration and Democrats need to seize on this moment to properly get the most out of it. While the Supreme Court is incredibly unpopular and does not have the, best interest or the trust of the American people right now, it would be, in their favor. It would be good politics for them to, step up a little bit and kind of exploit that weakness. And a big part of that, I saw this late last week, but I still want to talk about it. Young Americans blame SCOTUS GOP for unforgiven student loan debt. As you can see, of 783 U.S. college students and recent graduates surveyed from July 12th to the 17th, who young Americans say is responsible for student loans not being forgiven. 47% the Supreme Court, 38% Republicans, 10% President Biden, and 5% Democrats. These are wonderful numbers, and wonderful in the sense that, like, you want to make sure that the blame for this, that the understanding from a political standpoint, you want to make sure that it is very clear to the American people who it is that stands between them and debt forgiveness. And it's not the Democrats, and it's not Joe Biden. As much as, yes, Joe Biden could have done more, as much as, yes, Democrats should have done more, resoundingly, almost half of everybody blames it. Well, what is it? I think more than half of everybody blames either the Republicans or the Supreme Court. Those are good numbers that will be useful going forward in the future. Republicans have legendarily and historically had a tough time, at least over the last couple of decades, of garnering a lot of support with the youth vote. The more time that goes on, the more the older the voting demographic gets for the Republican Party. And as that demographic begins to age, well, quite frankly, when all your voters die off, you tend to lose a lot of power. And as much as Republicans and groups like TPUSA and a few other organizations, as much as they do try, and they do try rather hard, it doesn't really seem like they are capturing the hearts, souls, and minds of young people in the United States. This is good. This is, in a situation where, in a bad situation, this is a good development. This will certainly help Democrats come the 2024 elections. This will certainly hurt Republicans come those elections as well, which is all that I want to see. I just wanted to kind of go over this just a little bit. We'll read a little bit of this. I don't really have, young Americans are piling the blame for their student debt balances on conservatives, according to a poll by Generation Lab provided exclusively to Access. The High Court's recent decision on education, including student loans and affirmative action, could drive young voters to the polls. Tens of millions of borrowers of the U.S. collectively owe more than $1 trillion. The Supreme Court's conservative justices recently killed President Biden's historic forgiveness plan, and the coming payment resumption, carries significant economic and political implications. I think I said recently also that, the fact that payments are going to begin right before an election is not great. But what we're seeing, if this polling holds, right? If this polling holds, that means that we are seeing a much more reduced blame put onto Biden and the Democrats. It was only about 15%, meaning the rest of it is all going towards Republicans. So in the end, it seems like everybody's come to the understanding that, while Biden could have done more, the blame still squarely lies with the Republicans, with the Supreme Court, which will help them come polling times. I don't know. The thing that we're going to have to keep an eye on is mostly also the messaging from the Democrats going into the into the general. And the big question really is going to be, if, assuming that they capitalize on this, how much do they grind Republicans into the fucking sand with this fact? And how much are they going to say, hey, put us, keep us in power, we'll pass this thing first 100 days, something like that. This will end up being used as a bargaining chip, and that's not great, but it's also going to be advantageous electorally. I don't like it. I would have preferred them just done it and gotten it over with. But, you work with the reality that you have, and advocate for the future that you want. So, but anyway, moving right along, let's take a look at, so if you ever watched South Park at any point, you probably remember the episode where Cartman goes to Casa Bonita. Now, Casa Bonita is a staple here in Colorado. I'm not from here. I actually have never been inside of the darn thing, although I do work rather close to it. But after a couple years of being shut down, Casa Bonita has reopened under the leadership of Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park. And so far, it's been a bit of a rough open. Unfortunately for the South Park creators, they're running into a few hiccups and a few, issues with the opening of their newly acquired restaurant. So let's go take a look, shall we? Got a nice local segment, right? All right. Colfax, correct. All right. Casa Bonita employees submitted a list of demands to management last week. By the way, this was 19th. Nice. Last week, and started a petition citing why they're unhappy with their current situation at the iconic restaurant. The list came from 50 employees asking management, quote, to revert to what was originally promised by ownership when they were hired months ago, defining their exact hours of operation and giving them a set fully operational opening date is another concern the workers brought to the table. In addition to Casa Bonita's undefined hours and days of operation, the group demanded access to health benefits. It also wants, quote, the ability to consider employment documents for a reasonable time frame before signing, and to reinstate former employees lost through Casa Bonita's contract related disputes. In a press release, a group known as #WeAreTeamCasa said it drafted the demand letter to management with the assistance of Restaurant Opportunities Centers United. There was a promise of lucrative business which would bring an incredible opportunity monetarily. We have yet to see any of this lucrative business. Despite people nationwide waiting patiently to finally see the inside of this Colorado landmark, we want to see Casa Bonita thrive, and if ownership and management cannot bring that about, then we will. The letter was delivered on July 12th, and the group said that it gave ownership and upper management 1 week to respond. As of Wednesday night, there were 433 of the 500 signatures posted on the petition. That's quite a lot. What is that, 77? No, 67. That's 67 holdouts. That's not much at all. A statement from Casa Bonita said managers are focusing on creating best situation, blah, 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 blah. So, what are they actually looking for? To Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Donna Rodriguez, and Casa Bonita. Oh, I think this is the actual letter. Cool, let's read this. To the owners and managers of Casa Bonita, we are current and former employees of Casa Bonita, we are Team Casa, and members of ROC United, an organization of restaurant workers that work together to improve wages and working conditions in our industry. We take pride in our jobs and demand transparency with management and owners of Casa Bonita, a better relationship built on trust and clear, well-articulated communication. To achieve this, we have collectively decided on implementing these terms. Here are our demands. Hours of operation. We demand a clearly defined path to being open 7 days per week, including an official opening date. A clearly defined roadmap to how employees receive benefits with specific dates, requirements to achieve them, as well as a list of benefits to be offered. A clearly defined and accessible pathway toward insurance for all interested employees. Pay structure. A mutually agreed on tip pool structure with input from all staff members. Full transparency regarding how the mutually agreed upon tip pool will be dispersed. A voice in the workplace. Direct line of communication between management and employees. We demand to have more direct access to management meetings via work group representatives of our choosing. Transparency with two-way communication between staff and management, such as a daily pre-shift meeting. There will be no more demands from management to sign any changes to any policy, contract, etc. that are expected the same day. Employees will be given a reasonable time frame to consult family attorneys, etc. When making decisions. Now, I want also to keep in mind, like, while I read these, how many of these are really that unreasonable? A lot of this is like, hey, because right now, from what I understand, Casa Bonita is only open from Thursday to Saturday, and even then, I believe it's only dinner hours. So their hours of operation aren't even, they have people who are hired, presumably for full-time positions, and they're kind of clearly not getting full-time hours. And, if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you know that, it's a bit awkward to be like, oh, hey, like, I'm getting a second job, like, do you know when you're going to open, when I can like quit there, when I can't? And if they don't really have answers, because it seems like they're just kind of they took off on the plane and they're trying to figure out how to actually fly it. That kind of seems to be the situation. And the problem a lot with that, with a lot of that is, while Matt Stone and Trey Parker, while the owners and management of Casa Bonita figure it out, during this soft, slow open, the people who are actually paying the price for this are their workers. Their workers aren't getting the hours they need. They're not getting any of the benefits that they were promised. They're not getting any, or at the very least, they're not getting any benefits. They're not getting the hours that they were promised, or even any kind of inkling as to when business would actually pick up and when they could actually begin employment. I know the South Park guys are very libertarian leaning, but this is kind of what happens when you just kind of, as an owner, you're just like, oh, we'll open here, we'll only do a couple days, and we'll just kind of we'll hire all these people, and we'll just kind of figure it out. Our wages, we'll kind of figure out. Our menu, we'll just kind of figure out. How we run everything, we'll just kind of figure it out. And there's not always anything wrong with that, but do you think Matt Stone and Trey Parker, do you think they're in the restaurant figuring it out, or are they just kind of opening, letting things happen, good, bad, or indifferent, and then trying to go, okay, change this, keep that, keep this, change that, and it's incredibly insecure for workers, incredibly insecure. Reinstate unfairly terminated employees. Any and all original Casa Bonita employees who are no longer employed by Casa Bonita because of their contract-related disputes will be reoffered their positions with the newly negotiated terms. Our goal is to foster a more supportive work environment and increase overall job satisfaction among the staff. We are Team Casa. Our collective dedication to Casa Bonita can be strengthened through the commitment to meeting these demands. Finally, we remind you that it is against federal law to retaliate against. Nice, amazing. Relative, I know, right? Like I remember hearing that, and I thought it was like an absolute joke. Also, keep in mind, I don't think I can. Well, can I sign this? Receive emails from RLC. I guess I can, right? I'll do this later. I'll do that later, so I don't dox myself. But you know, besides standing with the Casa Bonita workers on like a what's it called? On like a, you know, as somebody who you know works in the food industry, you know, I'm a cook myself. I stand with these folks. But like keep in mind also, we would not be seeing this moment. You know who else is striking right now? All the writers, all the movie staff, Teamsters going soon, fucking UPS workers at the end of the month, if I remember correctly. Like this is a wonderful, beautiful, just amazing. Another example of worker solidarity and worker action. This year, 2023 so far, and I think like maybe the last 2 years, like 2022 as well, because we saw some strikes last year, if I remember correctly. But man, like this post-COVID era has been absolutely wonderful in terms of seeing how much, how much labor action we've seen, how many strikes that we've seen, how many people who are standing up and, you know, after being asked to go back to the mines during COVID, after being asked to like, you know, like I remember getting the call being like, hey, we're opening back up. And then, you know, my first question was, you know, back in 2020, you know, and having to, you know, and like asking like, what do you mean we're coming back? Like, what do you mean? It's been a couple weeks and cases are not like, they haven't dropped to like zero. Like we're not, you know, it's not over. What the fuck do you mean? You know, we're everyone's coming back. And like all of these companies, all of these CEOs, all of these boards, all of them eventually decided, all right, look, we are done taking losses because of COVID. Everyone get the fuck back into the buildings and start making us money again. And I think because of that kind of disregard for workers, I think it really radicalized a lot of people, got them to kind of shake them out of this myth that like your managers or your CEO or whoever has your best interest in heart or has your interest at all in mind. They're there to make money off of your labor. And what we are seeing now here in 2023, we are seeing a ton of labor action, a ton of people coming up and coming together and demanding better conditions for themselves. You love to see it. You know, because, you know, regardless of whatever, we talk a lot about legislation and stuff like that. And all of that is incredibly important. You know, what gets passed in Congress, what makes it to the president's desk, incredibly important. The politics of making sure that people know that SCOTUS and the Republicans cost them their debt relief for colleges. That's all important. But like, we also need to understand that like previous labor movements have been the backbone to progressive change. When more people understand that like their class and understand where they are in politics and where they stand and who they stand with and what kind of the actual people who are looking out for them. Because, you know, how many times do we see like these Republicans who get on here and, you know, they bluster about like, you know, caring about the working man and doing all this stuff, but then have no interest in strikes, have no solidarity, have no good things to say about the unions. At the end of the day, that party wants to paint itself with populism, but do so in a way that is antithetical to labor and favorable to ownership. And we are seeing thousands of people start, I like hundreds of thousands of people, I think, start to understand like No. And the Hollywood strike and everything else, and people will say, oh, those people are paid so much, it's not that bad, oh, I can't, it's working on a TV show. It's work. Like anybody who pretends that writing a movie, writing a TV show is somehow easy because it's not, lifting heavy things, or it's not doing whatever it is that they do, like, are utterly full of shit. And what we're seeing, and I think what we're also seeing is because of the out front and kind of what's the word, like, the unavoidable nature of the current, like, Hollywood strike. I'm really optimistic that that's kind of stirring in people the permission to fight for themselves a little bit more. Like, it's good. Like these are in a time when, like, when things are a bit of a mess, good labor action will bring people together and will kind of stamp out a lot of the, because, like, keep in mind, with a strong labor movement, and this is this thing that I'm going to say right now is purely speculation on my part. And also, like, this is just a sense I get, but, like, we have it's incredibly hard. We have actually, quick aside, you can go look at my channel. I have, like, the first couple of videos are, like, essays. Oh man, that it took so long to write, and everything, like, it's so fucking hard. Especially trying to write jokes and stuff. Oh, it's awful. Aside over. But and this is my take. In a time when we are seeing a rise in the United States of fascism, a prominence of fascist rhetoric pushed by some of the most powerful people in the Republican Party, in government, we're seeing all of this stuff. In a time where that's kind of still on the rise, I think. I think January 6th was just kind of a bit of a spark, right? But they haven't gone anywhere. All of those fascists are still around, and a lot of that messaging is still around. But in a time that we have that, in a time that all is going on, I think labor action is the true counter to fascism. Because it is difficult to convince the normal man that, black people have been keeping him down, that the Hispanics are taking his job, that the Jews are trying to control him, that the LGBTs are trying to control him. It is difficult to convince somebody of fascism when they are holding hands with their brothers and sisters of all stripes as workers. When people have an understanding that they are all workers in a class, it is so much harder to divide them. And we've seen that over the last, probably like 30 or 40 years, as union representation has fallen, as people have become a lot more atomized, not just in their workplaces, but in their lives, and just aren't connected to each other the same way they used to be. Like, as we see that era kind of fold in, and this era of mass labor action make a comeback, it's going to be a lot harder to convince people, I think, of fascism under those conditions. It's going to be so much harder. When you're in a union made up of everybody under the sun, it's hard to turn people against those groups just over petty bullshit, like oh, they made me use they them pronouns. But anyway, let's that being said, Casa Bonita has responded to the employees. After all of that, let's take a read. Casa Bonita responded Monday to a list of demands from some of its employees centered around better working conditions and compensation, saying they want the iconic Colorado landmark to open, quote, well, not fast. The demands from We Are Team Casa, a group of about 50 Casa Bonita employees, include clarity from management on the restaurant's hours of operation and health benefits, as well as transparency from ownership and, quote, a voice in the workplace. Honest to God, this is like the biggest one, because frequently I think, you would see people go, oh, we want health benefits. Oh, we want more transparency about hours, stuff like that. But a voice in the workplace, these people clearly yearn. They yearn for a democratic workplace, and I support them in that. Let's see. The collective said in a statement on Wednesday they were originally promised benefits, but many have haven't met the threshold of worked hours to qualify for these benefits. Oh, okay. So I remember this. Back when I started working, we still had Obamacare with the mandate, and it was really fun because like essentially like you weren't allowed to work more than 29 hours unless you were a full-time manager, to which there were 2 in our entire building. So everyone worked 29 hours. Nobody got health care, even though like, and we just hired a ton of people. We all like, I remember when I started working, I got paid $7.25 on 29 hours. Jesus, like trying to live on that. If I was lucky, it was like $350 for like 2 weeks of work. It was god awful. Let's see. Promised benefits, money having at the threshold benefits, as there has been, quote, no clear pathway to being open 7 days a week. The restaurant has only been operating Thursday through Saturday since its reopening last month. We are hired for full time 40 hours a week, but what we're getting is 20 hours or less each week on average. Even some of us are making less than 15 hours. It's ridiculous, and we want to be paid full time. Joe Lowry, who works at guest services at Casa Bonita. In response, management said in a memo sent to staff Friday that the restaurant has been, quote, intentional about opening gradually in order to refine the many complex aspects of the Casa Bonita experience, adding that while they understand the frustration that has accompanied the restaurant's slow, soft opening, they have been transparent about, quote, the intention and reasons behind the pacing. We do not want to make promises to customers or staff that we cannot fulfill. And keep in mind, they've already, like, this is always, half speak, because they'll say, oh, we don't want to make promises to customers or staff. No, the thing that you don't want to do is make promises to customers. Keep in mind, like, they've already fucked over their staff and not fulfilled promises. They just, they're just like, well, we fuck you over, who cares? We can't fuck over customers, though, because that's the only thing that matters. Because a lot of these places at the end of the day live by, the old mantra, the customer's always right. Because at the end of the day, they're here to make money. They're not here to provide jobs. If they could put robots and machines into every position in Casa Bonita, including the cliff divers, they would in a heartbeat. They'd do it in a heartbeat. Because, if all you have to do is pay for the robot to get built, that's like one cost and you're done. You don't have to pay for hourly wage. You don't have to pay for healthcare. They don't get sick. They don't ever get tired. You know all the memes. Let's see. We Are Team Casa told Denver 7 several employees, including former bartender Russ Lee, were let go after a contract dispute last month. Among them was the adoption of a no tipping policy at the restaurant, which meant a switch to a flat wage of $30 per hour for servers and bartenders rather than the $14.27 per hour that Casa Bonita originally agreed to. Lee told Denver 7 that flat rate model meant a pay cut of 40 to 50% without tips for servers, while other workers not serving or bartending made well under $30 per hour. These poor folks aren't even going to see. Yeah, they're going to get a huge fucking cut, especially if they're only working Thursday to Saturday. And then like that $30 an hour is only going to be for the servers and wait staff, but like that's it. Like it's just a flat rate. They, you might do hundreds of dollars, because like that's how it is for cooks, right? Cooks don't get I've never worked as a cook anywhere where we got tipped out, right? It was always service staff gets tipped out. And for us it was, we get tipped, if you get paid $20, we'll say, right? If you make, in an hour, you're going to make more than $20 worth of food. You're probably going to make somewhere around, we were busy this weekend for Barbie. You're going to make some, we probably pumped out multiple hundreds of dollars worth of food in 1 hour. And it only cost them $20 to do that. And that's kind of how the servers are going to be. That's what it's going to look like for servers. They're going to be running out like hundreds of dollars worth of food. They're going to get $30 out of it for multiple hundreds of dollars of food. People go to Casa Bonita, at least, again, I haven't been there, but it kind of seems like a big event kind of thing. You take the whole family, you take a lot of people. If you're running out all that food, you're managing those tables for, 5, 10 people, maybe 15 even. I don't know how many people can sit there. But, you know, you're doing a lot more than $30 worth of fucking work. Casa Bonita, in response, said the change in salary structure was due to customers, quote, leaving tips that were much lower than we expected since the restaurant's soft openings. With the unanticipated shortfalls in customer tipping during the soft openings, all staff were experiencing lower income than expected. That is why we moved to substantially enhance hourly rates. So, okay, let's also keep in mind this is based like if you're like a bartender or you're a wait staff, you know what a cut looks like. Them saying, "Oh yeah, there was like, you know, there just wasn't that much tipping." I don't really trust on face value, but even if I were to do that, there's a really, 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 really simple solution to this. And it's, what's it called? It's, automatic, gratuity charge. That's it. That's all you do. You automatic, you know, like a lot of restaurants do this already, where if you have a party of X number or above, then, you know, they'll just add an extra, you know, 20% onto your tip. 20% onto your bill, and that's your tip. You don't have to tip, you know, you don't have to tip. They're already taking that out, right? And that's like the easy way to pretty much just ensure people are getting tips without like touching wages and without doing any of the rest of that stuff. So like at the end of the day, like there is a solution to this, but they don't want that solution. Like they don't want to do that because they don't want customers complaining about not being able to choose how much to tip, which is essentially customers saying, I want to be able to tip less. I don't want to always tip X percentage. But you know, if you're going to have a all-in-one model, if you're going to have a, you know, you buy your entry fee, then that needs to be with every, you know, with anything you get, it's a 20% gratuity for everything. If it's not, you know, I don't know. Maybe we can look it up. We can look up what it all costs to go and whatnot. Oh, that was the air conditioning. Let's see. Something. Okay, here we go. Enhanced. Oh, with unanticipated. That's why we moved to a substantially enhanced hourly rates. Management wrote in Friday's memo, adding they remained focused on providing their staff, quote, with a fair compensation and benefits package. Well, there is no benefits package. Something Casa Bonita management said they were now able to deliver on, as the entry has doubled their service from 1,148 customers a week to over 2,300 last week. That's not that much. Staff were told Friday they were expected the number would grow to over 2,600 by next week. While this is still a long way from around 20,000 customers a week we hope to serve, it's a major achievement, as all of our staff have now been given the opportunity to work sufficient hours to have full-time benefits, the memo reads. Which, again, this is just like them saying, no, what are you talking about? You've had sufficient hours. What are you talking about? Management encouraged employees to share concerns directly with them and said they had multiple venues to express opinions, both as individuals and as a collective. We intend to continue to experiment with changes, alterations, and improvements as dictated by our evolving business and the lessons we learn. One thing that's certain is that Casa Bonita will keep evolving. Yeah, whatever. Keep in mind, again, intend to continue experimenting with changes is always we will move stuff around to extract as much profit as we can. That is, at the end of the day, the goal. When they say that they want a good experience or whatever, or they're trying to fit the needs of the company, all that. It's just, we need to find the places in which we can squeeze the most profit out of. As of Friday, Casa Bonita was only allowing ticketed guests inside for limited dinner hours in what is the website called a beta testing phase. It was limiting tickets to those who were on its email list. Lunch service was listed as coming soon in the restaurant's website. Oh, let's go take a look. Ooh. Oh, God. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Jesus, guys. Oh, my God. Jesus, guys. Precisely. I mean, most likely what they should settle around is if they really want to offer people a good wage, $30 an hour, and then just a flat gratuity charge for everybody who comes in and anything that you get. Dinner and weekends, Thursday, 6 hours. Jesus. They're open for 18 hours out of the entire week? Yeah, you're paying $40 for a ticket to get in. Lunch, 11. Monday through Friday. Okay. 11 to 3. That's still like what, 4 hours? So they're open for, we've bumped up to, what is that? What is that? Did I say 4 hours? Monday through Friday? That's 20 hours? Granted, that's like, and keep in mind also, like, people have to like fucking drive in and everything. Like, you know, going to work like 5 days a week is already a pain in the ass. And then if you're not even like really, oh, meal options, what the fuck? Ticket includes your choice of one entree. Below all entrees include Mexican rice and beans. Whoa, okay. Ceviche, citrus poached shrimp with pico de gallo, avocado, and corn tortilla chips. Does not include rice and beans. Oh my God. What is this fucking model? Like $30 and you get, is it just food? I guess, oh, I mean, I guess it's the whole experience, right? Oh, buddy. Like, just fucking charge for the food like a normal restaurant. I don't even understand what this model is about. Like, careers. Ooh, let's look at their career. Oh, open positions. Ooh. Arcade. There's an arcade here? Does that come with arcade attendant? Okay, cool. Am I crazy? Are they in Lakewood? Salary 17 to 1920. All training shifts are 1729. Estimated hours of operations 11 to 11, which we know is not true. 7 days. Yeah, look at this. Look. Estimated hours of operation are currently 11 to 11, 7 days a week. All work shifts are built around those hours and additional necessary time to open and close. All shifts include a weekend day, which is just a lie. They're not like PTO blackout period for Thanksgiving week till January. Though we are closed Thanksgiving and Christmas for employees to spend with their, oh, well, that's nice. So you can't ask off between November 20th and January the 1st. That's nice. That's cool. Must be flexible to work a variety of shifts, including weekends, late nights. Background check all employees. That's nice. Willing to follow procedures and take direction. Be able to work in a loud, distracting environment. Must be able to communicate clear in English. Preferred candidates also can communicate in Spanish. Strong math, verbal skills, 6 months of experience, high-paced environment preferred. Cash handling experience, 17 years of age, 50 pounds. Must be able to bend, stretch, all the rest of that. Stretch Armstrong. Must attend orientation, 90-day probationary period. Oh, there's a probationary. Oh, how much you want to bet how many people don't make it through that? 1099 coordinator. Oh, bilingual. Okay. Entertainment crew, theatrical dance, immersive performance, puppeteers, front of house. Okay. If I wanted to be a cook, hopefully my boss isn't watching my stream. If I want to go be a cook, cool. I get a blank fucking page. That's nice. There we go. All right. Let's see. Cook. Correct uniform, positive personal hygiene. Yeah. Must be lift. Yeah. Position, minimum 1 year work experience. Blah, 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 blah. 18 to 23 per hour based on applicable experience. All right. So most people are going to get anywhere between 18 and like 20. Same thing. 7 days a week. They're not open that often. Benefits, health, dental, vision, life. I don't even know. Is that life insurance and other? Yeah, even though, like, according to them, there hasn't been any talks of this. I am not going to be applying to this, but that's mainly because I don't need to. What are the dishwashers making? I'm kind of curious. Dishwashers making 1726 to 19. It's not awful. Security guard. What do we got? What's security making? Wow. What the fuck is this? Okay. Do you want? Okay. Do you want to see a perfect example of you want to see a fucking perfect example of the priorities of ownership? Security, $20 to $25. Cooks, what was that number? 19 to 23, 18 to 23. Like, at the end of the day, yep, surveillance technician, what are you making? 20 to 24. Let's see, Mercado attendant, what are you making? 17, not even past 20. 1726 to 20. It's assistant bar manager. Ooh, let's take a look at this. Let's see. Oh, where is it? Oh my God. Why is this in a completely this is afternoon. Oh, this is not formatted correctly, but pay range 50 to 50. Damn, that's not that great, honestly. Table assistant. Let's see. Front of house manager on duty. Liability. Let's see. If you at 30. Oh shit. 34. 30 fucking 4. I guess if you're front of house, I guess, but you're not like, you're just manager on duty. That's basically a shift manager. Jesus. 30, like that 34 outpaces all of your fucking cooks. What are the puppeteers making? 20 to 24. Oh, they must have like no fucking hours. Usually when you see that, that means there's like no hours. Professional performance experience. Introduction to yourself. State your name. No, I don't care about that. Audition submission. Ooh. Professional performance experience. Da, 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 da. Comfortable memorizing scripts. Puppetry. Trigger, Rod, Avenue, Q styles. What are the... Yeah, weekly 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Yeah, see, again, it's like... They keep saying that it's like an all-day shift, but they're not open all day. They're not even close to open all day. $2 extra for taking on the risk. That's well, keep in mind, Notabud, that's $2 extra than the max that you can get as a cook. And keep in mind, as a security guard, you're not creating any value. At most, you're going to be standing around and just kind of waiting for something to happen, to which the amount of times you need security at restaurants, while not like zero, is not the the investment you make into that is nowhere near the investment that you need to make into cooks. Also, there's a different one for, what is this one? Cook assistant prep. Oh, okay, so it's what the fuck is cook prep and line attendant? That's different from just a regular ass. I'm assuming it's just like they're kind of slightly higher up. Security is 2025. Yeah, $2 more than the yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, you can make $2 more. Yeah, the max. And again, like that. Well, but that's also the thing. Like that was the point I was making, is what they value. Who you're paying and how much you're paying them is a reflection of your values. If they're paying their security, like if their security pay is outpacing their cook pay, then that kind of tells me that they find their security to be more valuable. And I find that utterly absurd. The idea that like the people who are creating the actual value, the people who are doing all of the cliff diving and all of the reenacting and the actual making of the food and everything else, but the people you pay more than them are what? The guys who stand around and just kind of hang out until something happens, which again, as somebody who's worked in multiple restaurants in a lot of different places, we've needed real security once to twice a year. If we're like really lucky, and like the place I work has a bar attached to it. So like customers enough to hire security. A security guard takes physical risk. A cook barely does. What the fuck are you talking about? Have you, okay. You've never held a job. That's fine. Okay. I'm not doing this. Okay. Fucking standing around. Anyway, let's, do we need to watch the videos? I feel like we already, yeah, I did ad hom you because that was fucking like idiotic. Cook barely does. Should I show you my fucking like grease burns that I have? Like, what are these? These are probably first degree. Like, do I need to show you all the cuts, bruises, everything? Like, come on, dude. Like, you've seen mall cops before. They stand around. I've been in enough places where we had security. They mostly just hang out. Even people who worked in what's it called? And not to say that it's not meaningful work. It's just these things, like, they don't bring value. They protect value. And the fact that you would shell out more money to protect it rather than giving more of that to the people who are creating it tells me to a degree where your values are and where like your concerns are. They are a reflection, in my opinion. Am I not allowed to read this because of the stupid? Oh my God. Should have known this fucking article. Well, we have a video on it, don't we? Yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah, solidarity to the workers either way. Hopefully, you know, all I want is for them to be able to have a say in the workplace that they're in. And you know, more power to them. Power to the workers. Solidarity, all that stuff. Should we do Florida real quick? I guess we could do Florida real quick. We'll skip this. We'll do Florida and go and then go to the House thing. Or was it in the Senate? I think it's in the Senate, actually. Yeah, it was a Senate committee. All right, so Ron DeSantis's Florida has made some what's the word I'm looking for? Changes to the curriculum down there in the Golden State about the teaching of slavery. So let's go take a look. Let's go this one first, actually.
Florida schools must now teach students about the, quote, benefit of slavery when Florida schools must now teach students about the, quote, benefit of slavery when teaching Black history. The controversial new education standard passed by the State Board of Education earlier this week. Now, this follows Governor DeSantis' so-called Stop Woke Act, which forced the rewriting of education standards there in Florida.
I never even changed
a controversial part of these new standards is instruction for middle school students to learn, quote, how slaves develop skills, which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit.
Okay, so I need to know. I genuinely need to know. You know, somebody needs to ask Ron DeSantis in one of his embarrassing campaign stops why there is an insistence by the state that he is the governor of to teach how slaves develop skills which in some instances could be applied to their personal benefit. Like, I really need to know. I need to know why that's information that students, first of all, should and need to know. Like, what is the, like, what are we trying to say about slavery? Because, like, let's be honest here. That's the real, like, thing, right? It's like, what are we saying about slavery? What are you trying to communicate about slavery here that you're so interested in giving this impression to students? You don't talk about fucking grooming. Jesus.
The largest teachers union in the state has spoken out against the new standards, calling them, quote, a step backward, adding that students deserve the full truth of American history. For more on this, we are joined by Andrew Atterbury. He is an education policy reporter for Politico based in Florida. Andrew, implying that enslaved people benefited from their bondage has understandably upset many people. How are folks in Florida responding to this?
Sure. Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be here from Tallahassee. So that they came out on Wednesday at this meeting, and this is really the first time that people got a glimpse of what these standards look like. And it was a firestorm for the Florida Department of Education, the Board of Education. People that were there weren't too thrilled with these lessons, but the state, they were proud to roll these out. This is something they've been working on for a while. Like you said, they come from the Stop Woke Act. That was something that specifically Governor Ron DeSantis requested last year. The woke part is actually an acronym. It means the Wrongs to Our Kids and Employees Act. That was something that was one of his biggest parts of the agenda back last year. It was something that was one of kids and acronym. It means the Wrongs to Our Kids and Employees Act. That was something that was one of his biggest parts of his agenda back last year. And that what the law actually does, it creates new protections for students and even workers is a whole other part of it, that a person shouldn't be instructed to feel guilt, anguish, or any form of psychological distress due to their race, color. Okay,
okay, real quick. What's the standard for this? I'm genuinely asking, because I guess the thing for me is, like, the question I always have is how do you, like, they say stuff like, oh, you shouldn't be made to feel guilt or anguish or this or that. And maybe maybe I'm just maybe I'm out of touch a little bit, but like, how do you even prove that? How do you even like assess that to begin with, from a like, just strictly from a I just don't get it. I don't know how you come to that conclusion. How do you know you're even doing that? You're like, when you teach something, like if you teach like Nazi Germany's history and there's like a kid of like German descent, might he feel a bit of guilt and anguish because, I don't know, his family, because he's German and that's the history there? Like, yeah, does that mean that they shouldn't be taught that? I feel like most people would say, of course not. Like, that's important history to teach. And I kind of feel the same way about slavery. Like, is it a bit awkward? I guess for white people it is, but like, you should take that and be like, all right, like maybe interrogate those feelings. Maybe wonder why you feel that way. And like, I don't even think people nowadays should feel guilt or anguish, but it would be nice if they felt like, what's the word? Some kind of, at least be in a restorative attitude after hearing the stories of slavery. I don't know.
Sex or
it's a weird one to me.
So because of that new law, they decided that they needed to change all of these the standards too. So they actually created a whole new carve out on Black history, which is why they were so proud of it. It was something that they thought went even deeper than their previous lessons. But whenever these were rolled out and you saw some of the framing of it, some people really took issue with it.
Andrew, I should say that we reached out to the governor's office and they pointed us to a statement that was shared by the Board of Education. It reads in part, quote, "Florida students deserve to learn how slaves took advantage of whatever circumstances they were in to benefit themselves." And
what? Excuse me? Wait. People deserve to learn how. What? Okay. Again, you tell me if you're getting a different impression besides like, this is how the slaves took advantage of the white man. Like, that's just a bit.
And the community of African descendants. How does this differ from what has been taught in the state in the past?
Well, when you look at the lessons, they really didn't have any specific carve-outs for Black history. So this is all, for a lot of the stuff is new things that they're introducing, which is why the state thinks this is good for them. We're going, hey, we're actually going deeper into some of this stuff. But when you look at, like you said, the way that some of these were worded,
they were treating it like they were treating it like an internship. Like a lot of interns getting out of college. That's what we need to learn. We need to understand the intern-like relationship between the slave and his master. Like, Jesus,
that was just
Christ.
Absolutely not okay. I mean, you saw this getting issue. People were raising, like civil rights lawyer Benjamin Crump was talking about this. So this was getting a lot more attention than just Florida, which is probably not something that people expected, just from the way that it was rolled out. And as you and the statement that you mentioned earlier, they're also the state is also taking aim at the teachers union, saying that a lot of this is their fault and that they're blowing up.
Oh yeah. And keep in mind, he makes a point that trying to break down the teachers union. Keep in mind, that's just like, it's another case where Republicans show their ass when they pretend to be populist, when they pretend to be, representatives of the working class. They fucking hate every single union, every single union member. They hate all of you. They want all of you to fucking starve with your shitty wages at the bottom of society. They have no fucking care for you. What they like, the only union like Casa Bonita, the only union that the Republican Party is in favor of, the only one that they're interested in from a in terms of the workplace, the safe work environments and proper work environment. The only union they give a shit about is the police union, because the only thing they care about is the enforcement of law and putting the boot to other groups. That's it. That's the only reason. That's it's the same reason why they always demonize the teachers union, and then they always venerate the police union. It's the only union they respect.
The teachers union. This is things that go back to the COVID pandemic. Teacher pay. I mean, that's pretty typical for Florida, but But there were other organizations as well. There were state lawmakers, there were Democratic lawmakers who raised issues with this. The NAACP was there. I mean, so there were several other groups too. So it's not just teachers unions, but that's kind of what the state is doing a little bit, is needling the union, saying y'all kind of sparked a lot of these concerns.
Well, I'm sure that there's also parents who are concerned about this, and I'm wondering where we go from here. The Board of Education, made up entirely of DeSantis appointees. So what recourse do parents have if they disagree?
Dragon.
Well, now it's a lot. Now
Very
this really
true.
falls on school districts to carry this out, and then we'll go through picking textbooks and things like that. But as far as the state goes, I mean, these are the standards now. These were unanimously passed by the Board of Education, and the Board of Education stood by these too. You know, they said this, the whole history is there. They said that they stood by these, and that they kind of downplayed the complaints as saying, you know, that we think this is great, and people are just missing the point, basically. So from the state's perspective,
Well,
this is
luckily
pretty
the
much
cops got
done,
out of their
which
way.
is why you see
You
them
know,
defending it today,
a lot
and
of them just
they doubled
did
down
this
on it again
step.
today,
Like,
saying
I guess go
that
right ahead, go
this
right ahead.
is what we're going to go with.
We saw those videos
and you
of
still,
cops
like, even
taking
speaking
pictures
to some
of
of the
them, too.
concerns. I mean, Vice President Kamala Harris spoke out about it. She's supposed to speak in Jacksonville today.
Like
So this is getting a lot
the
more attention, I
infiltration
think.
of like the right wing into the police is probably the most damning what's it called? The most damning aspect of police in the modern era.
Welcome and thanks for joining us and sticking around for our second half hour of The Factor. Imagine your ancestors surviving nearly 250 years of slavery. Most of you don't have to imagine. Going through horrors that have been
I love that. I just love it. Most of you don't have to imagine that.
documented, and the ones that weren't. For their
He knows who his
experience
audience
to be
is. I
taught
respect
as
it.
something as
Where was this?
that
Texas,
was
right? Isn't this in
good
Texas?
history. Sounds like something
Yep, Houston,
that's totally
fuck
crazy,
yeah.
right? And as crazy as it sounds, this scenario is real. Despite backlash, the Florida Board of Education has approved new lessons on slavery in school. Get this. It would claim slavery brought a personal benefit to black people. Not only is this ridiculous, it's a slap in the face for those ancestors who suffered so
Jesus.
much damn horrific.
You know, this is real. I remember the argument. I remember hearing the argument not long ago that, like, you know, slavery wasn't so bad. At least they got to come to America. Oh, once slaves were, you know, might have lived a hard life, but, you know, their grandkids got to grow up in the greatest country in the world, and yada yada yada. And we're slowly drifting towards this kind of idiocy, you know, as a country, or at the very least, like Florida's trying to outpace Texas here in terms of like who can have like the worst education system and have the worst educated population. But Jesus.
Horrific terrorization and just horrible experiences back then. I asked State Representative Jolanda Jones and Ron Reynolds to weigh in on this.
Guys, what the is going on there?
Isaiah, you know, this is one of those times where you should never
Oh
joke
my
about stuff like this, but I
God.
hope they were saying, look, we were just
Like-
trying to prank you, but this is some
That's
straight
funny.
up BS. This
Guys,
is
what the
one of
fuck
the
is
most
going on?
idiotic, one of the most insulting, infuriating things that I've ever seen come out of a body. And I've seen some crazy stuff. But to say that there was some benefits to slavery for slaves, the only benefit was to the white slave owners whose backs my ancestors built wealth, and there's still
Jesus.
wealth inequality today because of it. But there was no benefit to slaves other than being killed, other than being used as property and chattel,
Didn't even know you could do that. I just wanted to open another page.
other than being beaten to death, picking cotton, building buildings, doing what the master
At least the
wanted.
slaves got a
There
good
was
workout.
nothing.
At
It was
least, come on,
barbaric,
guys,
barbaric. It
come
was
on. Slavery
heinous.
wasn't
They
that bad. They
whipped
got a
them.
good
They beat
workout,
them.
you know.
They worked them to death. So this is
Like,
outrageous
good
that they want
God.
to teach this to kids. It's bad enough that they want to talk about this woke agenda, which is a bunch of right-wing nonsense, but now they've gone way too far. And I hope that the people of Florida will wake up and speak out against this nonsense. Everybody should be pissed off right now in the state of Florida and all over the country. They should be outraged.
Representative Jones, are they trying to rewrite history with this? I mean, it's just mind-blowing telling people there are benefits to slavery, and we want the kids to decide what was good and bad.
Are they trying to rewrite history? They have absolutely rewritten history, one. Well, they don't want for them to feel guilt. They don't want for them to feel responsibility for what other people in their race did. Well, we're talking about separating children from their families. They did that in slavery. They literally broke up families. They lynched us. They had.
And this is at the end of the day, like when these people go out here and they're like, oh, you shouldn't be made to feel guilty or whatever. It's all bullshit. Because like I don't think anybody who's not a racist actually feels any of that, unless you yourself are a racist. You've probably never felt guilt for slavery, except for like maybe a national guilt. But in terms of like a racial guilt, I would presume that your reaction is probably like, oh yeah, that was like really fucked. Because we have to understand that like slavery as an institution in America was rather unique in the sense of like we had chattel slavery, we had a very Americanized flavor of slavery, but slavery as a concept has always been around. So it's not really like a, only white people were slavers or something. And it's not a culturally white thing, I think. But, what it was a structure built for the benefit of those who had power in this country, who were white folks. So, and even that definition has expanded to like, Italians weren't equal to, other kinds of white people for a long time. At the end of the day, this is a construction that's always been, on shaky ground. But, Jesus, the idea that you would insist upon, the idea that you would insist upon, these sorts of changes to the language, the idea that you'd even bother with this is I think emblematic of what their goal is, which is to muddy the waters and not just confuse, but like obscure, I think, a lot of the relationship that black people had to this country for the first 250 years or so. So either way. All right. Maybe. Okay. So I'm thinking we'll save the drug story for tomorrow from the Senate committee. I'll give you a preview though. The Senate has begun taking steps to lower drug prices through basically ordering a study to find what would be a more efficient way of bringing down the cost of drugs, whether it be the government handing out, the system that we have now where, we hand out money for grants, for R&D, and then offer a 20-year, patent for whoever ends up buying it and then developing it, or should we just be making generics on our own? Senate Committee on Health has been working hard on trying to get the government in the business of making generics, which will drive down the cost of many of the regular drugs that we all use. We'll take a look at that tomorrow. I just want to kind of give you a little taste, but a good story, something that when I saw, I was pretty happy to see. Otherwise, we're going to go into the fun half. Sorry, we're going to go into the legally distinct fun half. Don't want to get in trouble. While I go get some water, and then, I'll be back. And, it's the big weekend story. Everyone's been freaking the fuck out about it. So we'll take a look at the what's the word I'm looking for? The destruction of the conservative mind in the Barbie movie. So stay tuned for that.
So do not shop at Target, or else you're gay.
Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes.
Just to simplify this, I think we're just going to use your...
May keep the pantyhose on. This feels kind of good, actually.
It's larger than that, Darby. I live like a capitalist every single day.
Beat it up, N-word.
What is more important? You are culture. That's a joke.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
I like black guys a lot.
The alpha males are back.
And we're back. Good God. I forgot how friggin' hot it is back here. Glad I have this tiny little fan. Okay, so wait, where's my hat? Oh, it's over here. Okay, there we go. All right. Right. All right. So, wait. Okay. Should we do the? No, we'll save the gun thing for tomorrow as well, because we got a couple videos to watch, or at the very least, we're gonna get a little taste, of a couple of these. All right. So, I've been noticing this one. How long has this dude been making videos for? I feel like 2006. Okay, maybe not. How far do these videos go back to? Let's take a look. Actually, we're Social Blade. Okay. No, maybe I have seen this guy. Have I? Have I seen Critical Drinker before? Okay, I'm talking about Critical Drinker because I don't. Social Blade? Like I don't remember this. Like, why do I feel like I only started hearing about this dude very recently? Let's see. Ooh, a big spike back in 2021. Let's see. See you later, Groove Dragon. You have a nice night. 27,000. Oh, okay. So it seems like, okay, so it seems like, oh, he's live right now. Of course he's live right now. YouTube stats summary for, subscribers. Jesus, a lot of subs, but not total videos viewed weekly. Interesting. Up 50K. Social Blade rank, interesting. Anyway, point is, user created in 06. Video views, man, only 387 uploads. That's not a lot. Anyway, okay. If you've been on the internet, then you've probably seen conservatives losing their goddamn minds over the Barbie movie. And you know, I saw it. It was a good movie. I thought it was pretty good, honestly. Very lighthearted, I think, more than anything. The thing that stuck out to me was how, like, kind of simple and like it's like a smart comedy, but it's not like, doesn't feel like it's trying to be smarter than it is. Like, a movie that I'm thinking of is like a movie that was like smart, but in a way that wasn't, that kind of detracted from how funny it was what was it called? Don't Look Up. Don't Look Up was a smart comedy, a political smart comedy, but like, it wasn't that funny. Like, it was funny enough, but like not, you know, and nothing that I was like, oh yeah, like, okay. Like, most of it I was like, yeah, this is good. This is pretty good. You know, I don't have a, you know, this was fine, I guess. And like, you know, it was just okay. It's good. It had the, you know, I agree with the message, all the rest of that stuff. But like, to me, the Barbie movie was really good because it wasn't really like, it was trying to just kind of be meta and be like lighthearted about all of its jokes. And a lot of the characters are just kind of dumb idiots because it's a dumb idiot kind of comedy. And my cat wants out. You want out, buddy? Okay. Go on. Get out. But either way, and people have just, you know, conservatives have, like, we covered this a little bit late last week because people were already kind of lining up to say that it was a bad movie, or, you know, doing the whole, oh my God, it's not going to do well, and da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, it didn't do that. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. All right. Now that I'm done doing that, So let's go take a look at Critical Drinker's video. He's got 1.7 million views on it. That's kind of the only reason why I picked this one over. While I do have Ben Shapiro queued up, I don't know if we'll look at Ben. Also, I just realized I forgot my headphones. Up, 1 second. All right. Now I have my headphones. All right, cool. You know, I didn't mind. The other videos were kind of on the lower end, but, you know, something like this. I think these might be a bit more necessary. All right, shall we get going? Shall we? Yeah.
Now, before I dive into this...
All right, whoa, Jesus Christ. All right, there we go. Now
review properly, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge
so
the
loud.
hard work and genius PR campaign of the Warner Brothers marketing department. You guys really pulled off a miracle with this one.
Oh my God. Okay, somebody's big mad off the rip. You can kind of tell how like angry he is already. Probably because I don't know. I kind of get the sense looking at this dude's content. I kind of get the sense that you know, taking a quick glance at my dude's content.
Sarah Connor.
Shut up. Snow White. God forbid she's not like as pasty as Elmer's glue. Let's see, an action movie. Yes, recommends The Sound of Freedom. Of course he does. Extraction 2. The first one came out quite a while ago. Let's see. Indiana Jones. It was fine. Actually, it's a lot better than the last one. Flash. Yeah, hot mess. Spider-Man. Okay, good. Imperfect, but brilliant. I would actually say, I don't know if I'd give it perfect, but modern movies. Oh, the strong female. Oh no, the strong female character. Are we doing that? Okay. I'd actually be interested in his take because if he's got, I see old 90s and 80s characters, and there does seem to be this, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, this interest in painting these sorts of characters as different. I don't know. Either way, let's get on with the video. But just taking a look at this, I'm getting the obsession with like Star Wars and Brie Larson and like, you know, the Indiana Jones thing and Sound of Freedom and caring about the Snow White thing. Yeah, I don't know. This gives me quite a bit of pause. But anyway, let's hear him out.
Successfully duping all of us, including me, into believing that Barbie was going to be just another colourful, light-hearted, easygoing family comedy with some cheeky, self-aware humour, ironic meta-gags, and probably capped off with a blandly inoffensive female empowerment message about girls learning the value of their own potential. What none of us expect.
My God, it's almost like that is kind of the movie. Like it's a bit smarter than that, but that is kind of the track that it takes for a lot of it. Kind of the whole idea is making you think you're watching that movie and then like subverting that in a few little ways to kind of like shift the like the ending or not shift the ending, but like kind of shift your expectations a bit.
It was 114 minutes of spiteful,
oh my God, it was only 114
borderline
minutes?
unhinged hatred
Oh,
of men
man.
and everything even vaguely associated.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. You know, did you ever find that like with these like strong masculine supposed men, they are really fragile about media. Like they're really like, oh, how you hate the men. Like, oh man, like it's okay, calm down, golly.
With
You're gonna be
Barbie
all right.
is like the deformed, mutated rage child of Captain Marvel, Ghostbusters 2016,
yes.
and She-Hulk.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
an expert at controlling my anger because I do it.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
It is pure.
He put the Pulp Fiction thing in, guys. He knows movies. Oh my god. Oh man, these guys. They watch like 5 movies, and it's the same 5 ones every time.
Brain cancer in movie form, and I was genuinely shocked by the sheer, undisguised contempt this film has towards 50% of the human population.
Nope, just people like you.
Watching this film was one of the most miserable, demoralizing, unpleasant experiences I've ever had as a movie critic.
Dude, imagine being like
where our
this
society is headed. But the review must
broken
be done.
down
And
from
you know what
this
Jack
harmless of a
Burton always
movie.
says at a time like this?
Well, Jack always says, what the?
How about let's move on. I know you've seen an action movie before. I know this. How old is this dude? Probably was born in the 80s, so he probably likes shitty 80s action movies.
Cast off their boring and oppressive baby dolls in an orgy of violence and
Oh my god, I knew that they'd mauled about this.
Where little
Okay.
girls discover Barbie for the first time and gleefully
Amazing.
cast off their boring and oppressive baby dolls in an
Yep.
orgy of violence and
Yep.
destruction. And
It's actually really funny because the Barbie movie, the way that it's written, and I think also the way that like the kind of way that it presents a lot of its politics, because there's quite a bit of politics in it. But I noticed the way that it does it. They really picked they definitely really wanted to piss off people like this. Like that's kind of the thing, right? Because why would you do this scene? Like I remember watching this scene and thinking to myself, oh yeah, this is going to be the thing that people mauled about, like just off rip and on YouTube on every conservative review. Because it's just going to be like, oh my God, can you believe that that they destroyed the babies, which is pro-abortion and all this stuff and female empowerment? And it's like, yeah, you idiots, you took the bait. All of you took the bait. I don't know what to tell you, but like, you were supposed to just watch this movie as the movie that it is and not like, but it knew you were going to bring this into everything. And that's, I think, why they went with the decision that they did, why they filmed this, especially in the way that they did, because they knew they were going to elicit this response no matter what. And I kind of respect the artistic, the artistic, balls that Greta Gerwig has. A lot bigger than this guy's, certainly. But man, yeah, like, considering like, again, the whole movie is mostly just about the contradictions of like girl boss feminism and, the reaction and, counter reaction and the counter reaction to that. And then also the embrace of like non-bosshood and kind of a rejection a little bit of that. We could get in the movie, but like, man, geez.
And it's a visual metaphor of little girls happily destroying the embodiment of motherhood to focus their lives instead on a shallow
What'd I say about
and materialistic
abortion?
piece of consumerist trash is lost on you, then I don't know what to say.
What's funny is this dipshit doesn't realize that those dolls were also pieces of consumerist trash. This is the thing, is he doesn't get it. He doesn't get that they're both consumerist bullshit. They're both just fucking products to be sold to people. That's it. The only difference is that he likes the message of dolls preparing little girls for motherhood, and he doesn't like the independence that Barbie, at the very least, like makes allows some girls to aspire to. That's the difference. It's not that it's consumerist. It's that he doesn't like the message of it, because he would rather, girls and women be chattel at the end of the day.
Say, man, but you're probably the target audience for this movie. Anyway, the film explains that all the Barbie and Ken dolls live together in Barbie Land, a kind of magical counterpart to the real world, which is portrayed as a peaceful feminist utopia where all the important jobs are done by the Barbies and the Kens just kind of exist. They've got no inherent value.
He doesn't get it.
They contribute nothing, they have no power or say in how their
It's
society is
almost
run,
like...
and they're basically looked down on as a bit silly and irrelevant by the...
It's almost like it's the matriarchy. Oh my God. What's funny is like, he's saying all of this with like the venom of somebody who feels like they live under this. Dipshit. this is just the mirror opposite of the patriarchy. The movie is it's a critique of. Okay, moving on. No.
Barbies. Oh my goodness, what could the writers possibly be trying to tell us about their views on men? Anyway, this is where we meet stereotypical Barbie, who's busy living her best life, partying with her friends and treating her boyfriend stereotypical Ken like absolute dog shit. Who's the hero of this thing again?
Also, does she treat him like dog shit, or is it more like he has an expectations for their relationship that she's never what's the word I'm looking for? Actually expressed? Because it's like a main plot point of the movie is that like Ken is in love with Barbie and Barbie is supposed to be in love with Ken, but she's actually not. And like, you know, and that drives a lot of Ken's poor decision making. And also at the end of the day, like I'm sure we'll get to it, but like spoiler alert folks, when you know, when the patriarchy finally comes to Barbie land, you know, people aren't really that happy. They just kind of do the thing that they're supposedly told will make them happy. It's like, again, you know, media literacy, man, media literacy.
Anyway, things suddenly change when Barbie starts experiencing emotional changes and physical flaws like flat feet and cellulites. See, because Barbie world is a reflection of the real world, the Barbie's appearances change depending on how their real-life owner plays with them. Wait, what? Do you have any idea?
What? What? Huh? What? Huh? It's not a... No, wait. It's not a... Wait.
Dog shit. Who's the hero of this thing again? Anyway, things suddenly change when Barbie starts experiencing emotional changes and physical flaws like flat feet and cellulites.
Yeah, one of them is like a joke because it's a doll, and the other one is a joke that most women will relate to. Because it's like the whole thing about being Barbie is being perfect, and perfect skin doesn't have... Did this dude never have a mother before? Like...
See, because Barbie world is a reflection of the real world, the Barbie's appearance...
No, it is not. Are you... Is this dude brain dead? No, it's not. It's not a reflection of the real world. It is just the manifestation of all of the like consumer, you know, like all the products. That's all it is. It's just a collection of the on-brand products. That's all it is. Did this dude watch the same movie?
Appearances change depending on how their real-life owner plays with them. Wait, what? Do you have any idea how many Barbie dolls must get broken, or thrown in trash compactors, or set on fire, or eaten by family pets every single day? Then the place...
Is Barbie like Idiocracy? I would say it's... You know, funny thing, I've actually never seen Idiocracy. A comparison I heard that I thought was... fairly apt, although I thought this movie, the other movie, was funnier, was Anchorman, in kind of the way that like everyone's kind of an idiot and like the movie knows that and is fine with just kind of having fun with it, kind of the same way Anchorman is like that. I think Anchorman is funnier, but I also was a lot younger when Anchorman came out, so that might just be a bias on my end. It is funny though. It was a good movie. I would recommend seeing it.
Would look like the Omaha Beach scene from Saving Private Ryan.
We get it. You watch manly movies. Jesus Christ. God damn, dude, these dudes are so insecure. I don't know how they survive in this world.
Any moment, Barbies could suddenly get torn apart, or melted, or crushed right in front of their friends' eyes. Jesus, that's like a horrific existential nightmare. But I guess you're not supposed to think too much about that.
No, you're not, because the movie's not really that concerned with the mechanics of it. It's just there to tell the story. See, this is again one of those things. This is kind of, at least in my opinion, kind of the like cinema sinsification of like media critique. Where it's like, well, like, why is it that this hasn't happened here? And like, you know, which Barbies does it represent? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It does not matter. Like, it only like the mechanics of how all of this works, the movie's not interested in, because it's not about the mechanics. Like, we're not doing a time heist. This isn't Avengers Endgame. This isn't Tenet. Like, the movie's not about that stuff. It's just about like the character of Barbie, like, evolving from a stereotypical icon of womanly presentation to you know, I don't want to spoil the end of the movie, but like, you know, evolving to the something else, but like, you know,
consistency in a movie like Barbie is rarer than a mainstream media outlet willing to give this movie an honest review.
There it is.
So the only solution is for Barbie to journey into the
An honest review. Yeah. So also, by the way, you can always tell a hack whenever their excuse is nobody else is being honest but me, who has the negative opinion, and the like hundreds of people with positive opinions are all like lying to you. Like that's how you know that's how you know you have a hack on your hand.
real world, find the girl who plays with her and get her to be happy again. And Ken tags along for the ride because he's got nothing better to do than simp for Barbie. Unfortunately, the real world turns out to be an oppressive, patriarchal hellscape that's utterly dominated by men. Like, one guy literally walks up to Barbie and slaps her in the ass
I've been
in the middle of a crowded boardwalk.
I do want to see it. I
broad
just
daylight, in
haven't-
front of her boyfriend.
What is it on? Is it on anything? I don't think I've ever seen it on like Netflix or anything. I'm sure it's somewhere on some streaming service. Maybe I'll just rent it somewhere.
Now, you might think that this would afford the writers a chance to demonstrate a little bit of nuance in their storytelling. Maybe portray the real
this guy's
world as
talking
both
about
good
nuance.
and bad. And
Oh my god, this dude! Oh man, this dude would be the exact same kind of guy to be like, hey, whoa, come on now, slaves learned skills while they were before they were free. Come on now, guys, come on. Slaves learned like skills before they went out to be free men. Come on. You know, there was some beneficial advance. You know, there was some benefit to the slaves back then. Come on, let's be honest here. $3.20 on Amazon. I don't have Amazon at the moment. Actually, I haven't had Amazon in a really long time. Free on Hulu. Okay, there you go. Now we're talking. That's what I like to see. Free on Hulu. Okay. I will add it to my list. I didn't know it was on Hulu. I do have Hulu. Also, oh my god. Like, what's funny to me is this dude like doesn't get the idea that he's like, oh, well, why don't they? I don't think I can do his voice. He has a stupid British accent that I can't usually do. But like, I feel like his whole thing has been like, oh, you know, when they were in the Barbie Land thing, this dude's like, oh, like all the men are like second-class citizens and don't really, and all the women run everything. And it's like, yeah. It lives in something that rhymes with schmapiarpy, you know, it rhymes with that. Maybe it starts with an M, you know, and maybe it's that, you know, the mere opposite of the patriarchy. But this dude doesn't understand it. He's just like, oh, it's men hating. I was like, oh, okay, so patriarchy is women hating then. You understand that, right? Then that's compared. But, you know, he doesn't get it. He doesn't, the brain worms are just like beginning to lay seeds inside of inside that like fucking hollow skull of his. Like, unfortunately, there's just nothing he can really like say. It's just, oh yeah, and then they go to the real world and it has a patriarchy and oh, they could be nuanced. It's like, no, that's the point is just to show both of these things as bad. Also, did you not notice that the real world was also a fucking cartoon as well? The entire movie is ridiculous. Oh, Jesus.
Sharp contrast to the simplistic, idyllic innocence of Barbie worlds. Kind of like in Enchanted, where the protagonist gets taken out of her cartoon homeworld and has to learn to navigate the complexities and difficulties
Also
of
a
real
movie
life,
I've never seen.
ultimately growing and maturing as a person along the way. But then again, that movie actually had a likable main character, a decent story, and wasn't written by people who despised half the human population.
And also keep in mind, that's probably a movie that he saw when he was younger, so he probably really enjoys that movie. Like, admittedly, I haven't seen Enchanted, but also I don't think Enchanted is about, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't really remember Enchanted being really about much at all. There's just kind of homegirl pops into the real world, has to go back. Again, I haven't seen it, but from what I understand, it's not really about anything. It's just a story. It's just, and which is not everything. That's also the thing too. Not everything has to be about something. Like, sometimes a movie just kind of about itself is perfectly fine and about the, like, you know, adventure of a hero. Nothing wrong with that. Like, Lord of the Rings isn't about anything. You know, somebody will get mad at me for that take, but Lord of the Rings, not about anything. It's about, like, the story, Middle Earth, all the rest of that stuff. But it's not, like, about anything after, like, past that. It's, you know, about the adventure, about the whole, like, the whole thing. Like, you know, about the hobbits and the whatever. And I don't like Lord of the Rings, so don't. Point is.
But
oh,
no,
you know he watched
the real
Sound of
world
Freedom.
and all the men in it are shown to be universally, irredeemably horrible. Because of course they are. Anyway, Barbie eventually finds the
Also, I don't know what horribly irredeemable. Nobody did anything. Like, one person was like one person, I think they walk to like a construction site and some people do some cat calls, which does that still happen in 2023? Not really. But it's like nobody said you're irredeemable.
An asshole communist activist feminist that I think the movie wants us to empathize with, but fuck
what
me,
is
for
this?
the life of me,
Oh,
I
the
could
daughter.
not tell you why. Ken, on the other hand, discovers the patriarchy is very much to his liking, mainly because for the first time in his entire life, people actually show him basic respect and human decency.
Oh my god!
Sometimes I get the
it's almost like I can't get over the fact that he doesn't realize that Barbie Land is a matriarchy and the real world is a patriarchy, and both of them are bad. Like, they explicitly say, yeah, this isn't good either. Both of these things are bad. Like, oh man.
The impression this film isn't saying what the filmmaker
Also, Simu was not in the
saying.
movie enough.
So when Barbie eventually returns to Barbie Land, she discovers to her horror that Ken has brought the patriarchy back with him and turned the whole place into a giant frat party in the space of like a day. Finally, a plot event I can get behind. It's kind of funny though, because it did make me question how the supposedly intelligent, empowered, and self-confident Barbies were so easily subjugated by Ken and the others. This is the kind of awkward little paradox that keeps coming up when you try to constantly portray.
Not only that, but the movie's actually a lot more fair, I think, to the real world. Because, like, in the Barbie Land, right, everybody's stupid. Like, everybody's dumb. It's just like, but it's a matriarchy, right? But everyone's kind of a cartoon idiot. But when you go into the real world, like, everything functions pretty, like, normally the way it would. Which, like, in a way, it's like, dude, like, they treat the Barbie Land where everything's perfect as, like, everyone's a fucking idiot. So it's like, yeah, going into the real world, like, people are a lot more equal, I guess. And, like, everyone's a bit smarter, I suppose. I don't know. It's just... the fact that he doesn't get that part is like, I think I'm losing fucking IQ points trying to wrap my round around not getting that very obvious, like, mirror.
Portray women as strong, empowered, infallible, kick-ass girl bosses who can do anything and beat anyone.
I wouldn't be mad at that personally.
To be helpless,
we live under a patriarchy for 12 months out of the year. I wouldn't be mad at 1 month. I wouldn't be mad at 6 months of it. Wouldn't bother me one bit.
To free the other Barbies from the evil Ken's oppression, and because they're all dumb as fuck, she's able to trick them into fighting each other until eventually they just give up and surrender. Now, you might think that after all these wild swings...
Wait, no they don't? What the fuck? Wait.
Helpless oppressed victims of male domination.
Well,
you can't have your cake
male domination. What is this guy? Oh my god.
Eat it. Not to worry though, because Barbie uses her newfound powers of feminism to free the other Barbies from the evil Ken's oppression.
Well, what's funny is the actual thing that... Wait, it's not feminism. It's like, they literally explain it. It's called the contradiction of being a modern woman. That too much work, I feel. As Deadpool. She doesn't discover feminism. She discovers the contradiction of feminism. Well, not of feminism, but like of girl boss feminism. And like generally, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, because she's stereotypical Barbie, right? And that's like kind of the thing that like she figures out to a degree, or that's like kind of the lesson that like having these like stereotypical, societally born expectations wears on people. I obviously I can't show the scene, but there's like a really good scene like at the climax of the movie or so, or at the very least towards the end. I don't know if I guess it would be the climax, but like towards the end of the movie, like America Ferrera's character has an entire speech about like how like contradictory being a woman is. You have to be skinny but not too skinny. You have to be funny but not too funny. You have to, and it's like all of this you have to fit in this like neat little box, and how much that bears down on people's, not just their self-esteem, but also their anxiety. It bears down on their like ability just to like function and to like actually like appreciate themselves. And the message is all about embracing you for you and not like measuring yourself up to an expectation that you never chose for yourself. And what's funny too is the movie doesn't even like, the movie is not even only interested, although it is primarily interested, but not only interested in that angle for the female characters, for the women characters. Like at the end of the day, the Kens who get their patriarchy end up not being that happy with it to begin with. And like, there's a whole part in it where like Ken makes the point that like the patriarchy, there was really only an element or so that he was interested in it. And like, that's kind of how it is for a lot of guys, right? A lot of guys live their lives with this like expectation, or with these set of expectations that they should be strong, they should be stoic, that they should always be looking to protect women, that they always come second, that they always, there's always these like, there are these societal like expectations that bear down on men just the same as women. The same way the matriarchy bears down on the Barbie characters is the same way the patriarchy bears down on men in the real world, in this, and in the Kens to a degree, right? But like, was anybody happy under that? No. The men were like, the Kens are all pretending to be happy, uninterested in the broader structure. They all just wanted one element of it because they actually had an interest in one specific thing, but were told that they have to adopt all of these other values. And they're also told that like, you only have value if you are the center of that matriarchy or patriarchy. That like, you can only be valued, respected, and like looked at as equal if you are, if you're looked at as the center, as the dominant force in a culture. And that's just not true. Like, and not only like, is it not, I mean, I guess it's kind of true in the sense that like, that's how the structure works, but it's not like necessary. You don't need that to be happy, and you certainly shouldn't strive for that. It obviously makes people miserable. But yeah, and like, I don't know, man. Like, people who just get really hung up, I think, on like they made a man joke. It's like, take a chill pill. Like, you know why you're insecure? You're insecure because you don't know what you're doing with your life. Because you get on YouTube and you're easily offended by somebody challenging the structure that puts you at the center of it. But like, you shouldn't want to be at the center of everything. You shouldn't want to be the center of this structure, because that's not because you're always going to find yourself targeted by somebody. Be yourself, and nobody can hurt you with that. If you are unapologetically yourself, you are fucking bulletproof. What is it that Tyrion says in like Game of Thrones? God rest the second half of that damn show. Wear it like armor. Yeah. What do you think about the situation in Ukraine? I guess pro-Ukraine, anti-Russia? That I don't. I am in favor of us sending munitions and stuff to Ukraine so that they can defend themselves from Russia. I don't buy into the what's the word? The NATO excuse for Russia to invade Ukraine. I don't buy that excuse. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I wish them the best in defending their country from an invading force. That's my quick take on it, I guess. Anyway, let's continue on this.
And because they're all dumb as fuck, she's able to trick them into fighting each other until eventually they just give up and surrender. Now, you might think that after all these wild swings between male and female domination, the logical way forward would be for Barbie Land to adopt a more equal system where both sides are given power and respect. Perhaps teaching the audience that for all our differences, men and women are both pretty awesome, and maybe we'd do well to work together instead of unfairly elevating one group above the other. But nope, the Barbies go right back to being in charge of everything again, and the Kens slide back into a meaningless, depressing existence of being irrelevant second-class citizens. And
again, and women gained the right to vote, and what happened? Did they suddenly get half of everything? Did women in the United States suddenly become, an equal 50% of the population in terms of their representation in government and in politics? No. They didn't. It's almost like there's like I don't know, maybe another step that you would need to make. Because I remember towards the end of the movie, they make an agreement that like there's like a month or something. There's like a window of time where the Kens get to be in charge. And then the rest, and it's like overwhelmingly the women get in charge. But like, yeah, that's kind of the relationship we have right now. Like, at the end of the day, there is no like, oh, we get, there is no we get matriarchy for 1 month and patriarchy for 11 months. Like, yeah, we kind of live under patriarchy for 12 months out of the year. Even though women have the right to vote, even though women have all the supposed ability to succeed and be equal to men, we still see a gender pay gap. We still see, a lot of the inequalities between men and women, still to this day. We have an understanding of what the problem is, but if we're not willing to take the steps to fix it, then the problems just kind of stay the same. It's almost like, again, Barbie Land is a commentary on the matriarchy, which in and of itself is a commentary and should kind of activate the brain that should be up there, that like, oh wait, this is exactly how it is under the patriarchy, just for men. Okay, cool. Like, oh yeah.
And that, I think, is supposed to be a happy ending?
Yep, it's almost...
Honestly, I'm struggling to find the right words to properly express just how monumentally awful this film is. It's like a serial killer dressed in a Pikachu outfit. Superficially, it might look bright and cheerful and cute, but beneath the appealing facade, there's something genuinely horrible and sinister. This is a movie made...
Yes, societal expectations and structures that bear down on people to follow and adhere to those expectations, not chosen by them, are bad, whether they're patriarchies or matriarchies.
By people who utterly despise men and masculinity, or any kind of traditional gender roles of any kind, and make absolutely no attempt to hide it. So you're
What's
a woman
funny
who
is,
wants to be a mother or a homemaker?
Uh-huh.
Screw you, fascists. You're a man who wants to be assertive, ambitious...
Wait, when did the move... You wanna explain that? You wanna explain that? How much do you want to bet that he prefers a world where women are barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, making his seeds while he goes and commits fascism?
Just confident and successful? Well, that clearly makes you a misogynist, don't you know? It's so fucking divisive and unnecessary. It's like they had a perfect opportunity to unify audiences behind a simple message of reconciliation and equal opportunity, but they just couldn't help
This dude,
themselves.
reconciliation
They were
and
so filled
equal
with rage
opportunity.
And hatred and bitterness that it just had to come spewing out onto the screen.
I can't wait to read the comments afterwards.
Women are simply amazing, and men and everything they do are utterly irredeemably shit. They might be grudgingly tolerated provided they play by the rules, but they have no inherent value and can never be trusted with any kind of power or responsibility. And the only way to guarantee a peaceful and harmonious society is for women to be put in charge of everything and men to be docile, powerless servants who exist only to please them.
Now you tell me, have we ever lived in a society where one group of people was docile and subservient to another while the other was the only one capable of actually doing the work of a society, actually building things, working, making money, doing all the rest of the stuff? And while you're answering that question, which role did those groups have? Were men for a long time thought of as the only ones capable of holding jobs and careers, and the only ones who are allowed to have financial what's the word I'm looking for? Independence. He does realize that for a long time in this country, if you were a woman, you could not get a credit card without your husband's consent. And if you didn't have one, good luck getting a credit card at all. It's almost like we once lived under that exact system for hundreds of years. He's almost there. He almost gets the critique that's being made. What's funny is what's really, 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 really funny is he doesn't understand that he is critiquing something that is a mirror of the system that he is defending. The whole oh, you hate men, da-da-da-da-da. This dude loves the patriarchy. This dude has no problem with the patriarchy. I think he's only brought it up once as the so-called patriarchy, right? But he doesn't get it. They filmed it, and I said this earlier. They did it in a way to make it so obvious that you would hate it, that these kinds of guys would hate it, not realizing that the movie is critiquing patriarchy through a critique of matriarchy. You fucking idiots. You smooth brain morons. Hey. Should we take a look at Ben? I think we should take a look at Ben. I was thinking we could watch this Midnight's Edge, but I can only take so much.
Well,
we're
folks,
also not watching all of this, by the way. I just kind of want to get a vibes. Wait a second. I recognize that man. Oh, it's Ted Nugent. Jason Aldean. Oh, yeah. Yeah, whatever.
Got back from the theaters seeing Barbie
Amazing.
and Oppenheimer. I'm about to review both of them. I'm going to tell you which one of these is the best blockbuster of 2023 and which one is maybe the worst.
I bet I loved our movie, right, Ken?
For those of you who can't wait that long, I'm going to give my review of the Barbie movie in the most Oppenheimer fashion.
What?
Oh, it's because he missed. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Ben has good editors.
Run.
What the fuck? How does one get permission to set a dumpster, like a trash can, on fire? I just thought about that. Are we gonna get an Oppenheimer review? I just thought about that.
So the things I do for my audience, my producers dragged me to go see Barbie movie.
Oh, yeah.
Barbie the movie.
Dragged, right? Wearing the Ken outfit, they dragged you. Did he? What is this? Snow White actress goes on feminist rant. Who cares? Yeah, see, their whole thing is like, feminism bad, like idiots. I'm not allowed to say so. Yeah, Ben. You have a 42-minute video. You can't say you're not allowed to say so. Also, no, we're not. Okay. Can we talk about this really, really quick? Can I just note this? Do you notice that Ben probably liked Oppenheimer? No review to be found. Nothing. Just nothing. No interest to even talk about it. We'll take a look. Shush, cousin, shush. Oh, they don't have their fucking timestamps, right? Or no, yeah, maybe they do. No, they don't. But like, don't you think that's kind of interesting? That like, and I guess it just kind of says a lot about their politics. It's just things I dislike. Barbie, dislike it. Barbie, dislike it. Jason Aldean, I hate it. I hate that people dislike it. Snow White actress, I hate it. Like, do you like anything, Ben? Is there a thing you enjoy? Or are there only things that you don't like? And in the absence of that, maybe you find things you actually do like. I just, it just is what it is, I guess. I don't know. It's depressing, I suppose. I can see why his audience. Oh, we never looked at the fucking comment section for this idiot's video. All right, let's see. Literally 75% politics was still less political. The biggest irony is Barbie is that Intolerable as the movie is, whole Gosling is the only cast member that is at all entertaining. I wonder why they picked the guy. I went to Barbie, watched friend's birthday. Oh man, let's go with. It's almost like he doesn't understand. Or patriarchy is. God, I'm such a bad typer. Don't judge me. Wait, would be R? It's almost like he doesn't understand what matriarchy and patriarchy are. Oh, yeah, it would be R. Anyway, continuing. I just wanted to make that point in his comment section.
And I have thoughts. This video is sponsored by
I bet you do.
Again. Let me begin with my generalized assessment of the movie. This movie is not just a piece of This movie is a flaming piece of dog piled atop an entire dumpster on fire, piled atop a landfill filled with dog. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. On every possible level, it is a horrific movie.
Whoa. That's a bit far, Ben. The on every level, the set design is immaculate. Spare me.
Only thing that can be said for this film is production design.
Okay.
Production design is really nice. The costumes are really nice. Also, it's really hard to screw that up. It's really hard to screw that up because you literally have this to model after. All you have to do is this, but big. Okay? It's really not tough. But put aside.
Whoa. That is incredibly difficult. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Having to build all of that shit, paint all of it? No, that's
beautiful
code.
costumes, which is there for the ladies, and all of the
also costumes are hard to make.
And
I really hate how people don't appreciate production
design. Every joke that happens
and
in
everything
this film
else
happens basically within the first 45 seconds of the film. So, for example, Barbie turns on the water and there's no water. Ooh, because, you know, like in Barbie house, there's no actual water. Do you get it? And then she drinks, but there's no actual liquid in the actual cup. Oh my God. Because she's a Barbie doll. Oh, I get it. Okay, that's all the jokes.
Yep.
There are no more jokes for the rest of the film. The movie's a shit show. Okay, so conceptually, the movie is a shit show. I want to ask this: who's the intended audience for this film?
Okay, Benjamin, Benny boy, Benjamin. What is this? The movie is shit, but then like the first thing you ask is like, who is this for? Tell me why it's shit. Do you notice all he's been saying is like, it's shit, it's shit, it's shit, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. Well, why? Give me the explanation. But it, you know, this 42 minutes, I'm gonna assume he gets to it, but come on, man, like get on with it. Get on with it.
Who's the intended audience for this film? So I'll tell you who the intended audience for this film is, and I can tell two ways. One,
literally anybody.
film, and two, the people in the audience. So the intended audience for this film is moms and their 8-year-old daughters. That's the intended audience for the film. I know because the previews for the film were all kids movies. I'm talking like G or PG rated kids films. We're talking.
What did we get? I think we got, in ours, we got Captain Marvel. Also, Ben, I wouldn't go by that. Not every theater has the same trailers all the time. There are some that all of them get, but like I think we got a horror movie in front of ours possibly. I could be wrong. I don't 100% remember the trailers that played ahead of it, but still.
Like
I wouldn't.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Trolls 4 or
That
whatever
did
it
look
is.
good. Yeah,
Those
I
were
didn't
all
get a
the
Trolls
previews, right?
Trolls
All
trailer.
the previews are actually directed at what the audience is supposed to be for this film. And if you look in the audience, it's a bunch of moms, like youngish moms, middle-aged moms with their like 6, 7, 8-year-old girls. That's the entire crew. This movie is not made for any of those people. In fact, this movie is made for no one. This movie.
So I want us all to keep in mind, the movie's made for nobody. And it's gone on to make $356 million at the box office worldwide first weekend. That's made for nobody, but apparently everybody saw it, I guess. It did really well internationally, actually. If you want to actually see a movie that's made for nobody, if you want to see the numbers for a movie for absolutely nobody, it would be The Flash. If you want to see something that's like, yeah, 107, and this is 107 after what? Months? What was its opening? God. What did this open with? Friday, Saturday. Oh, wait. What the fuck? Am I crazy? No, give me opening date, please. Did it come out the 23rd of? No, that's today. Did it come out June 16th? Am I crazy? Oh, yeah, it must have been. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 55 in the first weekend. Yeah. Like, there are a ton of movies that get released that don't appeal to wide audiences. The Barbie movie ain't one of them. Oppenheimer did really well also. That's good to see.
Movie is going to make a bunch of money week one because the marketing effort has been extraordinary. I mean, whoever's the marketing team over at Warner Brothers is doing an amazing job.
Did you know?
This thing is going to clean up at the domestic box office. My prediction is going to just absolutely fall off a cliff after that. The repeat business on this movie is going to be non-existent.
That'll get your message
because
deleted?
it was written by two people who are so smug and self-satisfied, in Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, that they have no audience.
I have never seen this guy.
Who thought it's a great idea? Let's bring on the people who wrote Lady Bird and Marriage Story to make a movie.
What? Dude, Marriage Story I've heard is fucking amazing. I haven't seen it yet. No real reason. It's just wasn't something I immediately ran out to see. But yeah, I've heard Marriage Story is so fucking good. Mainly because it's like not like obviously everybody's seen that like fight scene, but that fight scene is like whew. I've seen only that one little snippet of a fight scene. But man, woof. There you go, that's better. Oh, here we go. Here, this one's for you.
I'm going to be fine with your jokes, but I'm not sure about Dark Brandon.
Why can't I hear that? Why can't I hear you? Wait a minute. Why? I want to be able to hear. Did it not monitor it? Yeah. What the? What? Huh? Okay, whatever. As long as you heard it, that's all that matters. I don't know why I can't hear it. That's dumb. I love hearing that sound drop.
Movie about a plastic doll that is generally played with by 5 to 9-year-old young girls. So the basic idea of the film, they really have no basic
Are
idea of the
people
film. They don't know whether they hate
are 5
Barbie
to
or
9
whether
year
we're
old
supposed to kind of like
girls in
Barbie. It
2023
seems they
playing
kind
with
of
Barbies
despise
that
Barbie
much?
as a fascist emblem, as we'll get to. The basic sort of premise of the film, politically speaking, is that men and women are on two sides of the divide, and they hate each other. And literally the only way you can have a happy world is if the women ignore the men and the men ignore the women. That seems to be the final outcome of this film. I was trying to separate this into problems with plot and problems with character and problems with the politics of the film, but they're all intertwined because the thing is just a mess. It doesn't make any sense. Plot-wise, it makes no sense. Character-wise, it makes no sense. So let's just go through it from the beginning.
Yeah, let's
Lots
do
of
it, Ben.
spoilers, but believe you me,
Let's-
I'm about
let's-
to save
let's-
you
let's
so
do
much
it,
time
Ben.
because
You're really not. The movie's only, you're taking up 42 minutes of time, and the movie's less than 100, I'm pretty sure.
this movie is
How
2
long
hours.
is this movie?
It feels like
Oh,
it's
yeah, it's
longer
2
than
hours.
Barbarian
Okay, never
Ring
mind.
Cycle. It does not end. Every scene is at least 2 minutes too long. Every single scene, every beat is 2 minutes too long. It is a bad film. Put aside the politics. Like, really, I was sitting there with a bunch of my producers. I'm a little bit more political than my producers. My producers were
Wait, you're more political? Wait. You are more political than the producers of your political show? Okay.
watching this, putting the politics aside. It is a bad movie. So why is it
Get
getting 91%
on
on
with,
Rotten
get
Tomatoes? Because
on with
the way
it.
that it works for the
Oh my God. Good God. Like, honestly, honest to God. We are 4 minutes in to a 42-minute video, which we're not finishing, but like, get on with it. What is, come on, let's go. What's bad about it?
reviewers is if you have the right policy, it is a Death Star sized piece of dreck. It is like, that's no movie. So let's start right at the beginning. So
Oh my
from
God.
the beginning, you know what this movie is going to be, and it's going to be a very cynical take on what Barbie is, which is so weird. I don't know why Mattel would turn over its IP to filmmakers who clearly hate the IP. It's as though you were going to make Toy Story, except that toys are all evil. They're all bad, and you're supposed to hate them, and you should burn them.
Which actually happened and almost got the movie shut down. I don't know what he's referring to.
Because that's kind of the message of the film, is that the Barbies are bad for the world. Okay, so it begins by trying to...
Wait a minute. The movie ends with them affirming that, like, Barbie can be aspirational, but also can have, what's the word? Can also have damaging expectations for people. I'm a bit confused because, like, kind of both of those two things are happening, right? Like, the what's the word I'm looking for? The end of the movie, you know, towards the end of the movie, they mention, like, oh, well, maybe being extraordinary isn't always isn't always healthy for people. Maybe just being normal, maybe just being unextraordinary is healthy. Maybe not having to be like a doctor or the president or whatever. Like, it's an affirmation that, like, just being you is, oh goodness. Okay, moving on.
uphold the original vision of Barbie. What was the original magical vision of Barbie? We have Helen Mirren here to tell us in the form of a narrator apparently played by Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who's speaking from heaven. And we get a 2001
Naturally.
A Space Odyssey flashback, which, again, who's the audience for this?
People
the
who
reference
like
points in this film, it references variously Marcel Proust. It references Robert Evans and the cinematography of The Godfather.
Yeah, because it's trying to nod at the adults. It's trying to engage with the adults a little bit. Throw them a bone. I remember what's it called? In there's a movie, I don't remember what it is, but there's like a what is it? It's like there's like a Godfather like reference in it. And like if you're a kid, you have like no idea what that is. You just thought it was fun. But like if you knew, you were like, "Oh, it's they're literally just doing The Godfather with the characters." That's cool.
It references 2001 A Space Odyssey. This is a movie made for moms and their 7-year-old girls. Well, folks,
Yeah,
wasting 2 hours of my precious...
That part's for the moms. Oh my, okay, so he, like, I'm not watching this whole thing, but he has nothing. He has nothing. He literally has nothing. It's kind of amazing. Like, if you'd like to make a critique of the Barbie film, by all means, I am sure there are things, I am sure there are things you could critique in it, but like, make them already. Don't just sit here and tell me it's trash. Tell me why it's trash. God. You know, you can really see where Ben Shapiro's lack of film talent really comes in. Okay, well, we actually made it through everything today at a pretty decent pace now, didn't we? Okay, well, what time is it? Oh, 9:27. All right, let me close this. It's amazing you think Ben Shapiro's legit and not a corporate show. Oh, I don't. I think he's a corporate show. Are you kidding? Well, what I think mostly is that, like, he's smart. He knows where the money is. There are people willing to give him money to disseminate conservative propaganda. So he does that. Like, he's well educated, and he's obviously bitter about not being a Hollywood screenwriter. So, you know, that's his prerogative, is to go out there and mouthpiece all of the conservative talking points that his funders tell him to do. And, you know, when they align with his jealousy or bitterness towards Hollywood, it's like right in his wheelhouse. That's why we get a 42-minute Barbie video instead of a review of the Barbie video and then maybe a review of Oppenheimer, maybe a movie he likes, but he doesn't talk about the things he likes because he's not paid to like things. He's only paid to dislike things. Past Ben Shapiro, Trump is the big discussion. Trump returns and brings in CBDC. What the fuck is CBDC? What is that? No, I have no idea what the fuck that means. Also, Ben Shapiro is still pulling in millions of views on his videos. I would love to say that he's irrelevant, but central bank digital currency. You think so? Cryptocurrency then is Trump? I didn't think Trump was much of a crypto guy. I mean, you tell me. I don't know. I don't. I didn't think he was much of a not crypto. Then what the? Okay, if I go and Google central, what did you say? Central bank digital currency. Different digital currency. That's not cryptocurrency, but sounds exactly like cryptocurrency. Bank digital currency. Putin signs digital ruble bill into law, priming Russian CBDC for launch. Federal Reserve of San Francisco hiring crypto architect for CBDC project. What is central bank digital currency? Let's take a look. A digital form of central bank money that is widely available to the general public, refers to money that is... Ooh, this is from the Federal Reserve. What is it? A CBDC is a digital form of central bank money that is widely available to the general public. Central bank money refers to money that is a liability of the central bank, the United States. There are currently two types of central bank money: physical currency issued by the Federal Reserve and digital balances held by commercial banks. Okay, that makes sense. While Americans have long held money predominantly in digital form, for example, in bank accounts, payment apps, or through the online transaction, a CBDC would differ from existing digital money available to the general public because a CBDC would be a liability of the Federal Reserve, not of a commercial bank. All transactions monitored. Will a U.S. CBDC replace cash or paper currency? Is committed to ensuring the continued safety and availability of cash and is considering a CBDC as means to expand safe payment options. Stop it. Not to reduce or replace them. Okay. Decided to create the Federal issued Monday money and payments U.S. dollar. Okay. Why is Federal Reserve considering it? Federal Reserve is charged with promoting monetary and financial stability. Okay. Potential benefits. CBDC could potentially offer a range of benefits. For example, it could provide households and businesses a convenient electronic form of central bank money with the safety and liquidity that would entail. Give entrepreneurs a platform on which to create new financial products and services, support faster and cheaper payments, including cross-border payments, and expand consumer access to the financial system. Okay. Okay, so I'm curious, what... I mean, I don't really... Beginning social credit system. And you think Trump's going to bring this in? When has he talked about this before? I've never heard him talk about this, so this is new to me. CBDC. Cool. Let's see. I mean, he is a big fan of crypto, but that's from like 2021. Why are Trump's GOP rival? No, I don't care about that. Politico, maybe? States challenge Washington over the future of money. DeSantis anti-CBDC proposal is president. Oh, okay. Maybe this was from March of this year, but maybe Biden administration carries out post-FTX crackdown. Da-da-da-da-da. Initiatives gain steam. At the federal level, the White House bashed crypto. Da-da-da-da. On Monday, White House released it. Don't care. States. Okay. On Monday, Republican Harris. Meanwhile, DeSantis introduced a bill Monday to amend the state's Uniform Commercial Code to ban the use of any U.S. or foreign central bank digital currency while encouraging other states to follow suit. DeSantis here is taking a stand against the hypothetical Biden administration. The Fed are still considering whether to create a CBDC. State level resistance. Interesting. Meanwhile, Westlakes like Wyoming and Colorado have already taken moves to embrace cryptocurrencies. Last year, Arizona passed anti-CBDC protocols as presidential primary polls show him losing for President Donald Trump, who continues to find new ways to escalate his rhetorical assault on Saturday. Trump plans to hold a rally in Waco. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Okay. What makes you think that Trump wants to introduce this? I'd be surprised if he even knows much about this. This doesn't sound. I don't know. I'm pretty ambivalent on this so far. I guess just a prediction that he brings in the new system. I mean, I guess it's not impossible about the vax. That's true. But the vax isn't a new system. That's like, what's it called? Like, we've had vaccines for decades. The closest thing, we had obviously we had Operation Warp Speed, but that was really just speed up the process because we kind of need it now, sort of thing. I could probably understand. Vax was under him. Well, yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, I should probably do this. Oh my goodness. I need an E there. Let's see. I bet you don't get into dates, but a lot of it is staged. The first fax was the day of Sandy Hook. Okay. The day of Sandy Hook was also probably multiple hundreds of people's birthdays. I'm not sure how those are I'm not really 100% sure how those are like why those are related or how those are related, I guess. What is this? Oh, okay. I guess that's my thing. Yeah, I don't. Anyway, let's the rabbit hole. Now that you keep going or stop. I mean, that is kind of that is kind of how, what's it called? Conspiracy theories work. I don't know if I'd call it a rabbit hole so much as I just call it a conspiracy theory. Let me mute this real quick. Like, I'm willing, like, if you're willing to expand, I'll hear you out. I'll hear the broad strokes, but I guess my initial question is always, how are those two things related? What connects them? Which was 66 and 6 months, the day of Sandy Hook. Okay. So were, again, hundreds of thousands of other people. All right. Luckily, I actually think this is pretty good. We can move this up to like there. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Anyway. Stage. Oh man, they don't even have the updated one. They're gonna have to change their Twitter logo thing at the bottom to the X. Anyway, let's pick up where we left off, shall we? We got a little bit less than half an hour. Other people aren't on the world stage. What do you mean the world stage? What does world stage mean? Let's see. Wait, that's right. That's me. Look at me, handsome stud right there. Look at that. World War II was 10,000 days after the Titanic. Okay. When you say World War II, what's it called? Like the beginning of it, the first official day. Okay. Is that significant? I guess I just don't quite follow as to like what makes that notable, I suppose, or what. Again, sell me on it. What's the connection? Why should I care? They have date staged for 100 years. Who is they? Gonna ask the real question at hand. I'm assuming I have. Oh shit! It's locked. Okay. I guess he's the cabal with the fake left-right paradigm. Who's the cabal? I don't know who you're talking about. The Illuminati? Silhouette? What the fuck is that? Oh, it must be other islands. Fuck. The Order? I don't know. Freemasons? Who are we talking about here? Oh, they're birds. Okay. The Trillionaire class. So, like, Musk and all them losers? What is this? I want this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. It is... Oh, yeah, get me the fuck out of there. That's super fucking dark. Okay, seems like there's some rocks on here. Where? I'm confused. Wait a minute. There was goo. There was goo over here. Do I need to... Like... Should I be follow... I'm assuming I should be following the goo, but I didn't see the goo going anywhere. Okay. Uh-huh. Maybe up here? Okay, nothing in there. Cool, cool, cool. Good, good, good. I forget my key? Is there a key I was supposed to pick up? Yes, no, maybe so? Nothing in there. Oh yeah, there's those. Oh, yeah, I'm fucking stupid. Okay. There was a key then. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay, well, let's... Now we can continue back into where we were at. There's an nope. Not an inventory. There we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's the thing? Oh, boy, I don't remember. Okay, wait a second, wait a second. What are the controls? Controls. Interact E. Fire. Left mouse button? Reload. Oh, that's not good. Change item. Oh, yeah. Okay, I've been doing that this entire time. Okay, cool. Okay, so I was right. Okay, that doesn't... Yeah, that isn't really doing anything. Scroll wheel doesn't give me anything. Jesus, every fucking time I think these windows are somebody. Okay. Oh. okay, nice rag. Okay, cool. Should I go up here? Are we? Oh no! My lighthouse is dirt. My light is dirty. What the hell? There we go. That's better. Jeez. That's a far fall. I love that sound. Good. There we go. Oh my god. Okay. That only took literally all day. Alright, cool. Well. Really? Are we doing this again? With the... Oh, whoops. I didn't... No. Nope. Stop. Go back. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Wait a minute. What? What happened up... Wait. Oh, I'm not a fan of that music. 1 second. I'm gonna just pull that down slightly because I see that that's kind of high. Oh, okay. That's great. It's lovely, lovely, lovely. Good stuff, good stuff. Can I... cleaned you. I cleaned you, damn it. In here, maybe? Oh, thank God. Now, why is this here? This wasn't here earlier. Okay, well, that's a bit annoying. Nothing in there. I'm pretty sure I need the thing. Oh, what are you? I don't know what that is. What did I just pick up? Okay. Alright, let's run back, shall we? Is the thingy here? Because what did I just pick up? I just picked up something, but I don't know what I picked up. Is my... Fuck, because I need my thing. Oh, is this it? Yes! I feel like I was supposed to have this like from the jump. I just forgot to grab it on the way out, which is kind of my fuck up. Pour myself some delicious oil, and we are on our way. Right. Up here, and then... where's the thingy? Where's the thingy? Where's the thingy? Here it is. There we go. Good, good. Nice and bright. What? Why are you not? Huh? Oh, it's not. Okay. Oh. Huh? Okay. Oh, I get it. It's not. Okay, okay. It's not. Right. Okay. God damn, my dude's fucking legs gotta be fucking jacked after all this up, down the steps. In here? Maybe? Possibly? Nope, nothing in there. Yeah, because I need to crank the soldier boy to get it to, okay. Is there any, oh wait, there was like a bucket. I remember there being like a bucket back at home base. Okay, maybe we can pick that up now. Maybe that's something we can pick up. No. I picked up like, wait, can we pick one of these? No. Huh. Maybe this? No, that's my briefcase. What the hell? That's fucking weird. Yeah, what's a lighthouse if it's not spinning? Maybe something in here? Like down at this thing? Anything in there? Oh. Oh dear. Oh, it's the bag. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, I got the bag. I get the bag. Okay. I didn't drop it, right? I think it's still in my inventory. Yes. Okay, cool, it is. I'm coming, lighthouse. You will spin, I promise you. You will spin. I tell you, they lay on the fucking... Sure, lay. Why am I doing the fucking GoldenEye injury sound? Fuck. Alright, here we go. Oh, well, I guess I gotta make it all the way back up again. Oh, okay. I kept thinking there was a dude standing there or something, but it's just a record player. Alright. You gotta attach this bad boy. Right? What? No? Am I missing something else? Am I fucking crazy? I did this, right? I could have sworn I picked up the rope. Nope, nothing out here. Like, I was pretty sure that's the thing that I picked up, right? Yeah, like you do. What do I need? I mean, okay. Yeah, like, because there was rope here, wasn't there? And there's not gonna be. Normally, I wouldn't check like the same spots a million times, but. Maybe, yeah, because didn't want to... Okay, so I guess clearly I need to find more rope. I guess we could go back to maybe the shack next to there. Maybe there was some rope in there. Oh, we didn't have the light that time. Okay. We didn't have the light. Okay. This time we have our candle. Calm down, Jesus. Here we go. Can actually fucking see shit. Nice. Oh, and there's a ladder here. Okay. Cool. Okay, now, Jesus. Whew. Okay, that only took... Why am I walking so slow? Oh, is it because I have so much shit on me? Okay, I don't like that I can't walk fast. That does give me quite a bit of pause. I don't like that at all. It's not something I find to be preferable. Like, man, my fucking walk speed is destroyed. Alright. Alright, now we found rope. We found rope. We found a weight. We should be ready. We should be good. Ascending the stairs, ascending the stairs, ascending the stairs. Okay. More rope. Wait, really? Oh, then I have to. Okay. God damn it. If this is what it would be like being a fucking lighthouse keeper, fuck this. Granted, I don't think you could pay me. I mean, maybe in like the modern day, you know. What? Are you fucking kidding me? I need 2? No way, come on. Don't make me do that again. Don't you do that. Don't you make me do that again. Oh my god, of course. Of course I need to go all the way back down. Really one of those games. They're like, you are going to go back and forth. I'm assuming, see, a lot of times they make you backtrack because they want you to get like familiar with like a certain area, and they want you to like, you know, kind of make it a mundane task. They want you to get like used to it, and then like in those moments, you know, when they finally decide to spook you, they're like, all right, now, you know, you go through this room 100 times, and you know, 95 times there's nothing to worry about. But that those 5 times when there's something, it's gonna scare the shit out of you, and you're never gonna know when those 5 times happen. You know, I'm assuming that's what they're trying to do here. Although it's not working. I'm not easily scared like that video game. I'm gonna have to try a lot harder next time. There we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. 3? Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this would be, this would be a 2-week notice for me. Hi? Oh, what the shit? Excuse me? Oh, what the hell? What the fuck? Go me? Oh wait, I'm not turning. I guess I just went straight. Oh my god, my dude is fucking booking it. Booking my guy. Oh, I have to control him. Oh, that's unique. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that was certainly something, now wasn't it? Oh, okay. I didn't see that coming. Now, the fact that I feel any need, you know, it really shows my dedication to my work, that I feel any need or draw to walk my ass back up this hill and go put the bag on the thing instead of just hiding in the house for the rest of the time. Oh man, my dude is getting winded. Okay, we're almost there. We're good. Okay, cool. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Alright, are we good now? Can I fucking do the thing? Okay, well at least we know it's an enormous spider, I suppose, you know. That gives me a bit of security, I guess. You know, if anything, I don't like ghosts more than anything. I don't like apparitions. Spider's bad, but like, I'd rather giant spider apparition. There we go. She's spinning now. Yeah, she is. Now she's spinning. Oh. Oh, I can't go outside now. Whoa. Whoa, buddy. What the shit? Whoa. Look at those fucking JPEGs. Oh. Oh dear. Oh, that's not good. Hey. I don't like that. I don't like that sound. Stop with the buzzing sound. Oh shit. Hold strong light. Oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Why is the light going out? I don't know what to do. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. What the fuck? Okay. Well. That's good. That's good. Can I leave now? Can I leave now? Hello? Is that? Hi? Why? Is that the spider? Why would a spider be knocking? What the? Oh, we're back. Okay. Oh. Huh? Huh? Oh, it's me. Again. Oh. Oh, lovely. And I guess we're back, but this time with rain. Okay, well, alright. Remind me to get these, but alright, that's gonna do it, I guess, for today. We got another day done for this. No, let's just, we'll keep it running. We'll keep it running. Alright. Alright, well. Yeah. Here, we'll turn this down while I say goodbye. Alright. Well, that's been the show for tonight, folks. Let's see. Oh, I should probably do the, if you've enjoyed any of what you've watched, if, you got anything out of it, entertainment, or, heard some arguments, or you just liked lurking in chat, it's always helpful. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, whichever platform you're on. Really helps out the channel, helps out me, all the rest of the stuff. Otherwise, tomorrow we'll take a look at the, Senate House Committee, looking into, the government, developing, what's the word? Generic drugs. We'll take a look at that. Along with, I'm sure, some other stuff. I don't have too much of it planned out yet, but I'm sure it'll be fun. Either way, you all have a lovely night. I'll see you all tomorrow at 7. Yeah, bye-bye. If I can find the exit button. There it is.